Heavy Gear RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for what game now?
The problem is I can't get out of this now to share the link.
Chat public building rooms. I told my mom I wouldn't say first.
So it should be public, right?
Yeah.
And you can hop in the other one and just share go here. Hey, what? Okay, cool. Do we have
Is it
audio?
me?
Yeah, I think so. William Reeves.
Yeah, it says waiting for what game now. It
Here,
says-
I'll share it in the other chat.
Oh, yeah, it's me sitting there.
I'm here.
How am I getting this back in here?
Oh, there's a pretty good play.
There's one.
Yep.
Man, if we could just come up with some like
pirate
that. Some really good.
Here, this is what
Like
it looks
on
like.
white
If you
board.
would
Cool.
adjust or
I can
change
see that
it.
there. I think you're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just shared it.
Yeah, but say, can somebody let everybody else know to come over here? Echo.
So if I point this screen at that camera, will it create a time frame? Don't cross the streams, right?
Over in reality.
I guess I won't watch my own live stream.
No,
so
but
it's
if
3
somebody,
watching now.
if somebody could have it on mute with the chat up.
Chat
Yeah,
up?
I could totally do that.
Okay.
Is your phone plugged in?
You're moderated.
Cool.
Mine is not.
And I got it up as well, just in case. All good now?
Apologies for the delay, everybody. Technology at its finest.
Blame it on Dave.
You tried so hard though.
E for effort.
You say E for effort?
Yeah. How do you spell effort with an A?
Hooray, it's working.
You put in a good effort.
And a thank you to, what was your name, sorry?
William.
William. Thank you for William for another tripod so we could pivot to the iPhone. Or the phone, sorry. The phone.
It's not an
It's not
iPhone.
as an Android. When we pivot to the phone camera, our GoPro is having issues.
Lots of issues.
And don't forget to mention where you are.
Shark
Shark
Sure.
skin.
Hey, we got people trickling in. Cool. All right. How's it going, everyone? My name's Nick. If you haven't met me yet or seen me on any of the live streams, I am the line developer for the RPG. I see we have a few people already watching. We're going to run through a one-shot adventure we have prepared. It's called The Ashes of the New Human Republic. And we'll see how long it takes. I have some dictation here, because of course we do. There's a little bit of a historical summary before we go into the actual setup. So, we are set on a small oasis tower in the Badlands of Terra Nova. If you're not familiar with an oasis tower, what that is it's essentially a large tower that's partially buried in the sand, and it's a community hub. There's a few outbuildings, a small city can build around it. It's got its own infrastructure. It's a self-contained facility. This particular oasis tower is called Bricktamel, and it is built on the ashes of a failed empire called the New Human Republic. This empire was created by a gentleman by the name of Colonel Proust. Proust is actually not human. He's what's called a Grell, which is a super soldier created by Earth to invade the planet. He survived the first invasion, went native, tried to carve out his own little empire based on the idea that him and his genetic super soldier brethren are superior to everyone and need to rule over humanity. That did not go well. And eventually his New Human Republic was destroyed.
Yeah.
By some units coming out of the faction known as New Colt, which is one of the Badlands powers here. So they rolled in, they cleaned out the New Human Republic, and it just sat languishing for years. Eventually, society came back in, and this little tower of Brickman was founded, trying to make a go of it in what is effectively the ashes of a failed empire. We do have a map here. Map for everybody. The tower is here. Notable geography around here. This is the remains of the New Human Republic. We have Aspenic, and elevation. This was a command and control hub. This was a base for mercenaries. In between here is a region known as the Tangle. It's a ravine that leads down before it comes back out. It's effectively inhospitable. You really can't navigate through it unless you're on a road. The two roads are noted here. There's the River Road, and then up north we have a further northern road going through Aspenick. Both of them are currently ghost towns. Nobody is there anymore.
Okay.
Bricktamon itself has a decent population, is trying to make a go of it. Its major challenges are the fact that it's sitting in the Badlands by itself. To the far north, you have the Northern Polar Alliance and its inevitable imperialism. And you have the south with its inevitable imperialism. They're caught in the middle. You all are the second squad of their guard unit. You've all made your way here through various life events. In the case of Sari, your character came from the Peace River Paxton Arms conglomerate. It's a large, basically, company city. As a child of middle management who was neglected and struck out on her own.
I ran away from home.
That's fine. We have Yuri, who is a child of what's called the Western Frontier Protectorate, one of the northern substates. You grew up in a clan, basically. It's a very clannish, family-oriented society, where you became obsessed with the idea of dueling and arena combat.
Checks out.
Eventually, you put in to become the clan's duelist after going through a tour in the military and were rejected. You struck out on your own, eventually falling into an entire city of duelists called Caradin, before eventually working your way here after that didn't work out. And then we have Marco, who is a fugitive. Franco, I'm sorry. Sorry. The last name's right there, and I wrote these. I promise I know what I'm doing. Franco was former Special Forces in the intelligence unit, known for some questionable activities. He worked for the South until the Southern Republic, which was the faction he worked for, broke apart in the Civil War. And he was labeled a fugitive, and you've been on the run since. You eventually worked your way through to this small little town and trying to make a go of it here.
And have had to hide your identity.
Yeah.
And nobody's sure that's his real name.
They're halfway sure.
Pretty much. So nobody's sure that's his real name. But you got problems with the South, you're a wanted fugitive there. We shall see what happens out of that. Have audio of folks in the back room, not people at the table.
Wait, is the audio through his phone somehow?
That's why I'm sitting there looking at him.
How's the audio? Are we not?
You can turn up the volume on my phone. That's all I did was just turn the volume down.
Yeah, we could hear it just fine earlier.
Yeah.
Audio of folks in the back room, I mean at the table.
That's audio of us. It's you.
So you may hear some stuff from the back room there. There is from the rest of the store. By the way, this is what's called Sharp Gaming in Fort Smith. We're in one of their side rooms, so if you hear out there, we can't control it. I'm sorry.
Oh, this one to the
There is no door. They removed the door
Yeah.
and painted over the hinges.
It's weird because Cinder Block normally provides such excellent audio quality.
Well, it would, and then there's a giant open door right there.
Yeah. Oh. Apologies.
All right, so it is the early autumn of 1954 by the Terranovan calendar. Corresponds to about 62, 20-something if I recall right. I have to check my dates. It's the 63rd century, so about 4,000 years in the future.
Okay.
You all have been summoned to the office of Captain de Alsace, who is the guard captain for Bricktanon Security. Hasn't told you anything, just to get here now. It is the early evening, the sky is settling in a dull orange, and the dust kicked up from the upper atmosphere and the high winds of the desert are just shimmering throughout the night. It's not a complete scramble, but you've been told to be ready to go now. And be prepared to go on a mission immediately. He must not be kept waiting, but it wants to be kept quiet for some reason. You've been told to come here, don't tell anybody, just get here now. You assemble in the observation room of Bricktamon's old desert tower. It's a large tower in the center of the city. Up at the top is the observation level, which also serves as the command center for the guard. From there, you can see the city spread out around you. City in air quotes, it's maybe a dozen or so buildings. A number of them are dark. A few of them have scattered lights across from people who are trying to rebuild. All told, there's about 300 people out there. Most of them getting ready for their nightly activities, with another probably 700 or so living in the tower itself. So all told, we're looking at about 1,000 people. As most Badland cities, because of the daytime temperature, most activity occurs at night. But that's also when the desert's the most active. You are brought into the command center where you are met with 3 individuals. A older gentleman who is Captain Dale Sans. He is leading the guard detachment. He's roughly middle-aged, elderly gentleman with a nice beard. You have Toei, who is a swarthy gentleman off to his side, and he's known as kind of a technical expert within the city. And you've got Eves, who is a more scientific individual. She's 2 meters tall, graduated from a relatively prosperous university, but has since moved to the Badlands. From there, Esther will sit down and begins the briefing itself. So, Dale Sans chimes up. We have a bit of a situation here. A couple of citizens are out stalking game some 50 kilometers east of the tower. Just normal Badlands, a couple Barnabys, nothing fancy. But they encounter what looked like a camp of rovers. These bandits are of concern to us. Often heavily armed, they tend to raid small towns and cities like this. They identified 2 combat gears of some description, which, while not necessarily a threat to us directly as the city, they could very well be raiding some of our outside towns here. We identified probably another 10 vehicles and perhaps maybe 30 individuals moving about. So this isn't anywhere close to taking the town. Between your squad and the other squad, we have 8 gears. We outgunned them. But it could cause significant loss of life and damage. We cannot afford this. They may not be coming this way. It's somewhat entirely clear, but they were doing some salvage work in the ruins of the town of Elevation. Points to a map. Elevation being to the far east, through a region known as the Tangle. The only immediate access to there is the White River Road. This village is not particularly of use to us. It served as living quarters during the New Human Republic for their mercenaries, and it's been abandoned for a decade. We've sent salvage teams in there before. Numerous traders have gone through there trying to dig something up, and nobody's ever really found anything. At this time, Toei, the swarthy young gentleman, pops up and says, they may be digging up through some of the old tunnels there. There's rumors of tunnels running through that entire region. It's not abnormal for a city like that. But it's kind of hard to say at this point. The captain chimes back in and says, we don't want to take any chances. We want you to go check it out. And if necessary, scare off the bandits. You have 3 machines, should be more than enough to handle what we've encountered, or what we've identified. Looks to be a couple stripped down combat units. One of them didn't even have any fear of the ranged weapons. Can we go on
A
the
notable grin comes across my face.
So we've made it clear on our local broadcast that this is our territory. If they're here, they know they're risking a fight, and we need you to go and resolve the situation. The other gear squad will stay here just on the off chance they work their way back here and engage. Otherwise, Toei and Eves, once the gentleman and the lady next to you, will be supporting you with a support vehicle. Toei is a mechanic, so if you have any problems, we can deal with that. And Eves has a little bit of experience with electronics, so if there's any issues or broadcasting, that can be taken care of. In addition, there's some basic medical supplies out there, but we need you to go there and remove the situation.
So 0% observe and report, 100% exterminate with extreme
Remove
prejudice.
them.
I can do that.
If we can pause here for a second, we had a question. Can we go around and get the names of the players again? So my name is Nick. I am the line developer for the RPG. I am the director. We'll work our way across here. You guys can introduce yourselves and your character's name. So starting on side here.
I'm Lacey. My character is Sari Rounds.
Rounds.
Yep. She's a runaway, and she likes to shoot stuff.
Yep, runaway weapon specialist. You're also currently piloting a modified Mustang gear. Next up.
My name is William. I am playing Jurgen Lindemann, and I'm piloting a Riot Master Viper. I'm a robot who likes to punch other robots.
The robots. And if you will.
Very nice. My name is JW. I am playing Franco Macias. He will be piloting a Chaucer MK2.
A little bit on the vehicles, just here. The Series Mustang's been modified as a gun platform. Lindman's Street Viper is pretty generic. You've got a shield added to it. You're all about tanky durability, which in this game means not getting hit. And your machine is teched out for stealth operations. It swapped its baseline weapon out for a large sniper rifle, which is silenced, and some stealth refits, so you can go sneak around pretty fast, scout sniper.
Did I understand right? Like mine hovers.
Yours hovers.
Am I the only one that hovers?
You are the only one that hovers. The rest of them have
Suck
wheels.
Yeah, we're but
Yeah, well, you know what? When you're hovering, that really sort of takes like Newton's third law. You try and punch something,
You bounce back.
yeah, exactly.
It means I can shoot you right here, and when I'm done with the shot, I'll be shooting you from way back there too.
The old fire and retreat, classic.
One action.
Yeah.
All right, back to scenario itself. Dale Sus looks at you and says, "Do we have any questions?"
I don't think so. I think you have a problem you need taken care of, and I think we can take care of it.
I know one thing, so I'm not going to know whether or not I have any questions till it's too late.
I'm just ready to shoot stuff. Let's go.
All right. The rest of the team, Eves and Toei, work your way out. Down to the machines, they get in their vehicle, which is a rather large support vehicle called a Barnaby. If anybody's curious, we're going a little bit off script from what it's designed because this is 3 characters and I designed it for 4. Our 4th had to drop out. So it's a little bit off script from what it's supposed to be. I tweaked it a little bit. And you are all sent out on the road. The river road that connects Brickton to Elevation is long and winding. Low hills, rough ground, constantly twisting and turning every second. The locals call this area the Tangle. It gets very dark in the Badlands, and it is even worse so in these twisting canyons with near pitch dark. The lights on the machines being the only thing that is keeping you going, as well as some basic tracking and support. There are a number of offshoots and small roads, but any experienced person who's worked through this region knows where to go. Most of them have no signs, and there doesn't appear to be any immediate activity of action. It would be relatively easy to get lost here, but Toei spends his entire day job running through this area, so he is serving as a guide. He's working your way through. The one sign you do pass dates back about 2 decades. Out of character, that's about 14 years real world, because this on planet, they use a different timing scale because it's a different planet. It's been reclaimed by the Saiyans, and it points the way to the city of Aspinik, along with a various number of dire warnings about it being off limits. That's your way here. Toei pipes up and says, "Any of y'all ever been that way? It's where the girls used to refine uranium or something," it's some rumor. When Karadin came in and their army rolled in the area and blew it up, they kicked the grill out, collapsed most of the buildings, and it's just rubble. Haven't been able to find anything out of there, nothing. Been out there a couple of times, but aside from shooting some games, it's basically a ghost town.
But they supposedly had uranium there?
Nobody ever found any. There's always a rumor, and you'd think they would have used it by now. They did get wiped out. If they had strategic ordnance, they probably would have used it.
Interesting. Okay.
I can't say I've been that way.
Nah, not me.
All right. Continues the progression along. This whole area known as the Tangle. It's just more of the same, working your way up, eventually going uphill towards the ruins of Elevation. Occasional sightings of what could be predators. Nothing certainly big enough to deal with a combat vehicle, but something to be wary of. And there's a lot of local wildlife in the areas, and a number of people have gotten lost out here and have never come back.
Don't want to be caught on foot.
Probably would be a bad idea.
My favorite kind.
As you work your way towards the town itself, and town is a somewhat relatively loose term here. It maybe held 50 people in its extreme. The gear sensors do begin to pipe up. There's movement, active something in the region. At this range, it's somewhat difficult to see what's going on. But at this point, the support crew pops up and says, we've got something on sensors. We're reading 3 contacts. It's hard to tell what they are with all the interference from the buildings. The town itself is maybe a few dozen ramshackle huts, effectively, a couple ruined hangars. 20 years ago it probably had some battle damage, but at this point the sands have reclaimed most of it.
Any indication of range, like how far up?
So your sensors are about 2 kilometers
Okay.
that you can see, and it's pinging off the very, very end right there as you're approaching the ruins itself.
Right, so it's like interference, like it's kind of like signals coming in and out.
Buildings, large civilian buildings like that are well known for messing with sensor suites, especially on something this small. So it wouldn't be abnormal if something's in the buildings or working its way through the buildings to kind of be dropping in and out.
So, because of my showboatness and arrogance and eagerness to please, can I, like, sort of approaching this town, can I see, is there like some like strategically advantageous like pass, like is there sort of like some higher ground above the town, somewhere close?
So as you're coming out of the tangle, you are on a slight rise, working your way towards the city, slightly above it. That's probably about the only thing that can be seen for any distance at all. On the map here, if you look at the town, is actually in a lower elevation region. So you're working your way up to the top here. You can see down into the town.
Okay, so
Sensors are pinging off
these are
something.
going back down. So this is like a ridge right
Yeah,
here.
this is a ridge, and it's working its way back down here.
Oh, okay.
It is dark out there. Don't appear to be any lights or anything like that, but something's moving out there. Out of character, just with the way mechanics work. Again, we're showing a lot of software, so we'll break mechanics here. We'll break character every once in a while. Your sensors are only going to ping off an active vehicle for the most part.
Not anything that's parked and off.
No.
Right.
Yeah, it's just going to read that as terrain. If it's saying, "Hey, I see something," something's moving.
It's like it's picking up the EM from an
pinging
active
a heat
vehicle.
signature, just the general signature of a vehicle moving, but it is a moving vehicle.
Okay.
Okay.
The city itself once held maybe 500 people in total. It's mostly a cluster of hardened buildings around the center that have essentially been overrun. But there's definitely something moving on the inside.
So, because what I'm looking at, so one of my skills is frontier military training, and so I'm looking to see if I can like spot sort of an advantageous place that
You can maybe
we can send our friend with incredible vision.
So that's going to be a skill test. And
Okay.
you argued most of it right there. The skill you're probably going to be using is that tactics frontier military.
Yes.
So you're going to take 1 die. You're going to add the level of that skill, which was 2. You're going to give me a roll. Your highest die is a 6. Any other die that was a 5 or better would add that up by 1.
I have some other back here that I didn't roll that are way over 5. Can I add those?
Unfortunately, no. However, the 6 will do it quite handily. You're training in the frontier, which is a well-known, essentially open desert towards the far end. Realizes very quickly that you're on a ridge overlooking this town. There is a central pair of roads that seem to cross it, and you manage to find a position just slightly to the south here where you're able to look straight down what appears to be what was the main causeway.
Okay. So is that, are you saying like we head there, or is
You have identified the position.
Oh, okay. But Franco, you see, is this sort of like a peninsula that kind of comes out on the ridge, like a high point?
No,
Or
it's
kind
more where the city lines up here.
Oh,
And so if you imagine that the city's main road is cutting this way, you've identified, hey, there's a position right there, you can almost a straight shot on the entire city. Still with fairly high elevation, it's the best sight position you're gonna find.
okay. Franco, how do you flank south and head towards that main road, get a good overwatch position on the ruins?
Reaches over. grabs his rifle. Like, you read my mind. And looking you in the eye with a smirk, he hovers over while you have to, walk.
As you leave, East comes over the comms and says, be careful, having some signal interference, so stay close, stay in comms. We don't want to get lost out here in the middle of the desert.
Right.
So this is your support vehicle.
What's the weather like? Is it like,
It is a relatively calm and quiet night.
so it's not like sandstormy
No,
or like?
it's not a sandstorm or anything like that.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how much I can just kind of blend in where I'm trying to stealth out.
Mhm. So your machine is equipped with a stealth suite. So what that does in game is whenever somebody's trying to detect you, they get half range. So they ain't gonna see him, but he could potentially see them at this range here.
Okay, so I'm far enough back where that's applicable.
Yeah, they're not reacting to you guys right now. So if they can see you, they aren't doing anything.
And if anybody's just on the edge of your sensors, then they definitely can't see you.
You could go up to half of your sensors and still not be seen,
Gotcha. Cool.
which would be about 1,000 meters. So you're going up to the spot indicated?
Yeah.
So you work your way up to the spot. You get a nice straight shot down the main road itself. If you could just give me a skill roll of some kind to see what you see.
Let's see, I've got intelligence operator, tactics, level 1 skill.
So we're looking for more. Do you have anything for like observation or awareness?
I guess, no, it's,
So I'd say like, since you have stealth and hiding, then you kind of know where to look if someone was trying to like hide stuff.
Mhm. So that's a good example of how the system works
So
here.
there you can
Like,
just argue
you
for a
just
higher
making it-
skill.
You can argue that, hey, I'm a stealth specialist. Where would I hide? I'm going to go look.
Right, you know, like,
I'm hiding
oh,
here because I can see here.
yeah, I'm a heavy gear pilot, I know the areas where like a heavy gear could fit.
Oh yeah, stuff
Like,
happens
also,
through.
good tracking.
Oh, this was so much bigger. I didn't even register this top one as a.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a skill.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are-
no, that's your number one skill.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Dude, just basic tracking investigation. I'm in a peak spot for observation.
So you would get
Out of range.
4 die total.
So you're going to take one. You're going to add your skill level to it.
Okay. 3. 4.
Is your highest?
At a 6.
So you got a 6. That's your highest die.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for a 5 or better on the rest of them to add to it.
There you go.
So nothing. So you got a 6.
Yep.
You managed to work your way to a nice visible position. I'm going to maintain this orientation. North is towards me. Where you're able to identify a small cluster of buildings.
Are you jelly?
Off of what appears to be a fuel tank.
Coming to your guys' house to play games from now on.
You're looking through this way. You're looking down this way here. And just in the visual, you're able to identify what appears to be 2 large targets and a smaller vehicle slowly working their way through the ruins. You're familiar with this site by day,
Jerton.
so it lines up a little bit with what you're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna calm over to Jordan. Like, I got eyes on 2 individuals and one vehicle coming down straight downtown.
I don't see the view from now.
Yep.
Like where I couldn't see.
It's like a Mario Kart kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Not to degrade it at all.
With the better visual, your machine's internal computer is able to register what they are. So the 2 guys in front are what are called stripped down hunters. The hunter is the default combat machine of the Northern Hemisphere. This is an even stripped down version. It's stripped weapons off, it's missing armor plates, it's meant to be a cheap filler unit. One of them is reading as having no ranged weapons. The other one appears to just have a standard autocannon assault rifle. And the little Jeep that's moving is called an Elan. and it's not reading anything special except it's unarmed.
Okay, yeah, I'll relay that information to him. Yeah, it looks like got a basic mall cop situation down here, nothing special.
Signal.
I mean, they're not really police, right?
Right, yeah. These are the famous malls in the Badlands.
Alright.
So I'm assuming you described him as swarthy, gruff?
So these guys?
No,
They're a support crew.
This is the support crew.
So you have Toei, he's a swarthy, gruff guy, and then you've got Eves, who's about a 2 meter tall, basically brunette doctor, essentially.
Right.
And that's your support crew. They're sitting in a vehicle behind you guys.
So I mentioned Toei's kind of like the ranking individual in this. You know, he's sort of like the lieutenant's or commander's right-hand man.
So Eves is the one with the comm system back to the boss.
Oh, okay.
So she would be the go-between. Toei is there to assist you guys. So
Oh, okay.
your only real authority would be to call back to HQ.
Oh, okay, cool. So, what do you think? Give them one last chance to save their own plating, or just go in there and clean house?
Well, I can clean house right now. You just say the word.
How far away is he from us?
So we're off the table at this point,
Right.
effectively.
That's what I'm wondering, because like if he opens up and things start going south, how far?
So if we
are
open
from-
up and switch to combat, he'll appear about where his paper starts.
right,
You guys are going to be about here.
Okay.
Combat has some scaling to it just to fit it on a tabletop.
right.
So the ranges, the further out you get, they get condensed a bit.
Oh, okay. So, how about you keep an eye on him? You want to get a little closer? And if they start acting funny, start melting steel.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So,
Are you guys going to move closer to him?
no, I figured we would make a beeline towards, like, sort of straight towards the village.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of ignoring the road so that.
Because like you guys were coming in here,
Yeah.
I came around.
Yeah, he'd sort of flank
Okay.
around.
So you guys are going to kind of.
Yeah, you have this
beeline
like
it.
position like
Yeah.
way out here, and if
Okay.
they start paying attention to us, we're gonna be way off over at Happy End Vape Juice.
Okay.
Not
All right. So you guys are going to move up closer here. You're going to maintain overwatch.
Yep.
The vehicles continue to slowly work their way forward through the building. They're moving in a one goes forward, then the other goes forward, and then this truck is slowly following them, step by step. As you get closer, their posture all of a sudden changes. And one of them immediately begins to shift to the building, the other one backs up, and the Jeep goes into hiding a bit.
So, but they're hiding from a threat coming from this direction, not necessarily hiding from him.
So we are at a distance, they will not be able to sense him unless they have something really advanced in there.
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying, is like they're taking cover from us.
They're reacting to something they have probably encountered on that would be their sensor suite at
Okay,
this point.
yeah, that's more what I'm getting at is like, you know, and I would assume like, given your tactical background, you would know that like,
If you would like to make
Yeah.
a roll to determine how they are reacting, that is more than okay.
Okay.
You're probably looking for a tactics domain roll. So not the skill name, the domain, the next column over. Look for, you got anything for tactics?
Tactics. Yeah, intelligence operator.
That works.
Okay.
So it's 1 plus the skill level.
can I see them in how they're moving, or am I sort of too far away?
So
and
your
I'm not
sensors are
able-
still getting messed up by buildings
Buildings.
in the way. So
Okay.
you're getting the occasional flicker of something on your sensors.
And
but
they're
that's
too
about
too
it.
far away for an eye visual. And
It's also dark out and they're running dark.
So I'm rolling.
okay,
I'm rolling
Makes
for like to see like if I can figure
Well,
out what they're.
what the heck are they doing?
Yeah.
That is not a success. You are unable to determine exactly what they're doing. You have the idea that they're responding to something they've encountered,
Mhm.
but you can't tell what direction it is.
All right, guys. I don't know what you guys can see, but they're picking up something. I can't tell what it is. As far as I can tell, all the equipment that says that they should be able to see us, but I can't verify that.
Alright, well, let us know if you lose visual on one and where you see them go, but as long as you can see all three of them, then figure we got a pretty good advantage.
Roger, roger.
Alright. I would say as we're approaching, I'm gonna try to like kind of veer toward. I don't wanna be in their direct line of sight, I guess.
You want to veer this way or that way?
I'll veer that way,
That way?
Come
Okay.
on, Ben, this
You
building.
can hand me miniatures, we can kind of vaguely mark what's going on here.
Yep.
So you're working your way out here.
I'm actually gonna do the opposite and
Okay.
kind of try and change my line so that I can see where one of them is. And, because
Are you trying to maintain cover or just?
no, I'm not trying to
You just
maintain
wanna
cover.
see.
I'm trying to, if anything, elicit a response.
Okay.
If these guys want to start thumping. So I want to try and stay away from both of them. So
Okay.
like if I can find a spot.
Well, I'm actually,
He's
Oh, you're like-
about
yeah, more like this.
there.
Yeah, I'm farther
Oh,
away.
okay.
And you don't want to put the guy about right there or something.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like just looking at these, like where this guy is. There's kind of like
Mhm.
from where I'm seeing, there's like a lane right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm coming in this way.
You want to go after that contact?
Right. It's just where I can sort of see somebody. If I can see one, great. If it looks like I can see a second one and improve my angle, but I want to see them. I want to know that they are seeing me.
Okay.
And just seeing what they're doing.
All right. As you two approach the ruins of the city, the comm system starts flickering in and out, and eventually all radio contact becomes impossible.
Even between us.
Your only option is a direct IR feed, which is a line of sight based system, or hand signals. Actual active comms are on the fritz right now.
Okay.
Out of character, again, this is a roll. If you have maybe communications or can argue me as goes, I'm trying to figure out what this is, you have that opportunity.
Let's see. So I have heavy gear repair, which is mechanics.
That's a mechanical repair.
So okay, and then
So it'd be like the arm broke.
right. Okay, so then I also have a skill called battle sense, which falls under awareness. So in that I guess that's not really
It would
like
be an
awareness, like
overall
why.
awareness.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you could potentially try, I'm allowed to impose additional penalties to you on that.
right.
So
I'm trying to figure out does it feel like we're being actively jammed, or is it? Yeah, basically, it's does it feel like
I'll
we're
let you
being
do that
actively
at
jammed?
a -1 dice penalty.
Okay.
And don't forget, you can also lobby for edges and challenges as
So
well.
I would because I would say my piloting skill. I'm heavy gear, not necessarily the skill heavy gear.
That's
ability
your
pilot.
abilities to actually control the machine.
So I would say in controlling the machine, just knowing how the sensors act, not knowing what's wrong with it, but it's
Is this normal operation?
yeah, but it's is this going out because it seems like there's a mechanical error, this seems like it's some sort of outside, it seems like it's environmental. It's when things
Again, I'll let you go
fail.
to the penalty.
Okay.
So we'll take a die off on the penalty, and again,
So-
remember you can argue any of your aptitudes, quirks, or adversities for a bonus.
Yeah, no,
None of them are terribly
if
helpful.
anything, well, actually, I would say I would have an adversity here with arrogance, because even if I don't know what's actually screwing with the comms, if
So
I
you-
think I know, then I'm just gonna say it like
You
I
don't
really don't.
have to use it. You're not obligated to.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to talk me into using it, that's exactly what you need
So
to
even
say.
if you use it, you're gonna get an experience point, which you can use as a get out of jail die later.
Yes.
So it's up to you.
Okay, I
I'm
will.
imposing a minus 1d6 penalty because your skill is not directly applicable. I
Okay,
accept the argument that it's vaguely close on operation,
okay, so it's close enough that I can use it.
but I'm
which
gonna take
is
a die
one,
away.
And then it's level 3, so there's 3.
Take a die
Minus the one
away.
that you're taking away, and
You're gonna
I'm
lose
going
one
to
for the
take one
adversity.
because of my arrogance.
Sounds good.
And that was a 4 and a 3, so
You quickly look over the machines, look over the comms. The machine appears to be functioning fine. So it's probably not you. It's probably something else. Exactly what you're unable to tell.
so I can communicate with everyone right now
So if you have
because of the
a
IR.
if you have a direct line of sight to them, you can IR talk to them.
So do I have a direct line of sight with everyone except for him? Is he too far away?
He would probably be too far away. You have direct comm here.
Okay. And probably our support vehicle.
Sport vehicle, you haven't heard anything from them.
Oh, okay.
They're like, why the heck?
They're staying back. They weren't following us. Okay.
Out of character, what their job is to fix you and heal you if you get shot.
Oh, okay.
They also can serve as a talk. You can talk to command. That
Right.
lets me interact.
Right.
A little
So,
bit.
but they're a they're not a direct support. They're like an after they're not supporting us during combat.
They're not going to. They're in an
That's-
unarmed vehicle.
Right.
They're in an
That's-
unarmed vehicle, and neither one's trained for combat.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I'm gonna using my IR communicating with you. Just be like, oh yeah, they're definitely jamming our communications. What do you say? Go stomp some. Wait, what's the rating of this live stream? Am I allowed to say the A word?
Yes, you can say the A word.
Let's go stomp some anus. Sorry, ass.
Let's not go too gratuitous. But, hey.
This is not Josh's
Yeah.
garage.
I know that.
Yeah, this is not Josh's garage. Yeah. All right.
So,
I'm gonna say we're coming in.
Going in.
Let's mess
Going in.
stuff up.
All right. Let me see if that was a notification on the device here. I want to make sure we are okay. Just checking the tech, guys.
All right.
All right. So you guys are going in. So. This is combat.
Could I argue that I have visual on them because of my
On
scope?
them?
No, like I can see.
On them.
Yeah, I have visual on them, but they don't have visual on me.
Yeah, that's probably okay.
Okay. So I'd be aware of what they're doing.
You're aware of what they're doing.
it's too far to communicate, but close enough. But you
You can't
see
talk,
us.
but you can watch what they're doing.
Yeah, you see us. You see us just stop.
Stopping going in.
Yeah.
So, just as you approach in and get into line of sight, this one begins to back off, and the vehicle begins to back out and turn around.
Let's see that.
And we're gonna roll for initiative. You have at least sensors,
Oh, that's right, sensors.
so it's not super great, but like in your case, you would have seen it drive by this little clicker right here.
Gotcha.
Like it would have pinged as it moved across here.
All right.
Roll for initiative.
And so for initiative, we roll.
You're gonna argue a skill.
Okay.
Usually some type of awareness or tactics are the two favored domains. If you don't have a skill, you're always rolling one dice.
Okay. Well, I would say my battle sense is a 2.
That'll do.
Um,
So your high stats is 5.
Yes.
So you got a 5.
I'm gonna say stealth and hiding because I've had eyes on this the whole time.
I'll take that.
That's a 3.
You can always just roll one dice.
Oh.
You got a 4? Okay.
I mean, I can at least say Badlands military training. Or,
Yeah. Military
Yeah.
training works.
I think
Yeah,
that's,
tactics.
Yeah, tactics, yeah. Alright, yeah. So that's 2 dice.
Okay.
Alright.
4.
4.
Because it's a 1. So.
Yeah.
So the bad guys win. So they have lead initiative on that one.
Well, that sucks. Let's see.
Then it will be Will. And then because you guys tied, you have choice.
Here. Where you're more,
I'm close.
you're closer, so like
Yeah.
if you want to go first, I can just back you up.
I like
That's
it.
fine.
Alright.
The op 4 gets to go first, though. It is very dark outside, though. Alright. And, of course, you know, limited room in the chair. Alright. So they're going to go collectively. And we're going to start with him. He gets to declare a posture. He is going to brace and take a shot at you as you're moving up. And that will be it.
Okay.
That's all of their actions. So they've declared an action, you get the opportunity to declare a reaction. Anybody can declare a reaction if you would like.
No.
Yeah, I will.
You will?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Take a shot.
take a shot at it and let him know I'm there.
Okay, so that's going to cost you your action point.
Okay.
So when it comes to your turn, any actions you do are all going to incur a penalty. But it gives you a shot now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. So I want to make sure, let them know that, like, think twice before
Something's
they just
going
start
on. Okay.
turning in.
Anybody else?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just being the arrogant showboat that I am,
Okay.
you know, just
And you guys are going in, basically flooring it?
yeah, I definitely am.
Okay. So, I'm going to measure the range. They are firing a frag cannon, which is also just known as a shotgun. It is it is in range, but it is well out of its optimal range. So, they have a gunnery of 2. They're going to add a die. The gun would normally add 2 dice if they were in optimal range. It doesn't do that because of the frag shotgun rule. It's the same gun you have. They lose 1 for being in optimal range. They're going to get 1 back because of the posture they chose. They're shooting you. You get to roll to dodge now. So,
Okay.
which skill are you going to use to dodge?
I would say,
Piloting is usually the typical one.
yeah, I'm piloting and also just like showmanship. Like if I see him aiming, you know,
Piloting would probably be the more applicable one.
right.
I would
They're
accept
both 3.
Yeah, so I would
it's
accept
sorta
showmanship, but
kind
it
of
would
more-
incur penalties.
Okay, but yeah, I'd say just piloting.
Okay. So it's a 3, you said?
Yes.
So you're gonna 3 plus 1 dice. Because of the speed you're moving, add an extra dice to that. And then would you like to impose any challenges, adversities, quirks, or anything like that?
No.
So we're gonna roll. You are rolling on piloting, so you're gonna look at your gears PI stat, which I believe is a 0, but we're just gonna confirm. Should be PI plus a 0.
Yes.
Okay. So you're still gonna modify on 5s like normal.
Okay.
If it was a 1, you would be modifying on 4s.
Okay. So I got A6.
You got A6. Okay.
Yep. And everything else was 2 low.
They got A6. This is a tie. Now, normally, because this is an opposed roll, we would both fail to some extent, and generally nothing would happen. However, because you have a early warning system in your gear, you count as winning by 1. So the shot whizzes by you, nothing happens at all, you're golden. They lost by 1. It's not enough to impose a penalty, but it could. The most common one for that would be they're out of ammunition.
Right.
But we're well into the start of the encounter there. So that's their shot. You get to take your shot at them now.
Good.
So probably using a gunnery related skill. And the question is, what gun do you want to use? You have a sniper rifle and a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Heavy gear, gunnery.
Okay. Your
yeah, I'd
sniper
probably
rifle's the sweet one.
Yeah, the 12, the LRF.
Okay. Can you give me a measurement there? To who you're shooting here?
It's 12 to 36.
So we're within your optimal range is the important part.
Okay.
So your gunnery was 3?
Yeah. Gunnery is 2.
2. So you roll 2 dice plus 1. You've been standing still in a nice aimed position, so you're going to be bracing.
Okay.
So add a die to that. And away we go. Does your gear have a gunnery modifier? GU modifier?
No.
No. So same thing as before, looking for 5s on your highest die. This person is piloting 2, so we're going to roll 3 dice, but they're standing still. Cool. And since you've got a nice fancy scope, the darkness isn't going to inhibit your shot at all. There's nothing obscuring them, so there's no cover.
Oh, I am Going at this one, correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
So out of curiosity, so you're rolling to basically dodge?
Mhm.
Do you always roll to dodge?
Yes.
Even if,
It's just called a free action, it just happens.
oh, okay, so even though like they weren't aware that there was someone over here, there would be like a surprise?
So there could be. In fact, that is a good point, and I can impose that as a challenge. They're gonna lose a die because they don't actually know this thing's coming.
They know you're coming, not me.
You're welcome.
That was a great.
I know, that was a
So
solid.
there are rules for like ambush. So
Right.
if he had gone in without you guys, you would get a full turn and they would not get one, they would just be able to move. So there
Right.
are like ambush rules or something. So let's do your shot. They got a 5.
5.
You got a 5. Your gun is a roll call precise. From the scope. It just adds 1 to your final result.
So
You got a 6.
sweet.
So you have hit them with a market success of 1. We now go to calculate damage. What is the damage rating on your rifle?
6.
6. You're going to add what you won the roll by, which was 1. Should be a 7.
Okay.
Their armor is 5. They will take the difference in damage, and then I will impose an effect on them.
So it'd be 2.
2 plus.
So they'll take 2 damage. And because of their positioning, we'll say that clocked them in the shoulder. The round goes in a rather unexposed part of the shoulder, explodes, and the arm just kind of sits limply there with hydraulics. So their shotgun appears to have some problems.
Sweet.
Okay. This little vehicle is going to back up, begin to work its way out. Normal posture, nothing else, and it is just going to do nothing. Now, you have the opportunity to declare a reaction against that. You've already blown your action point, so you're done. You could potentially declare a reaction to that. The problem is you can't see them, and you can't get your sensors through this.
Yeah,
So they're just going to be free and clear.
gotcha.
This one is going to shift over here and shoot a burst off in the direction of the shot, or where vaguely what he thinks the direction of the shot is. If you want to roll the dodge, just to make sure you get the shot, their gunnery stat here is a 2. They're firing a bunch of bullets because they have the burst rule, so they're going to gain a die. They have no idea what the heck they're shooting at, though.
Okay. How am I calculating dice for a dodge?
So it's what skill you're going to use. So probably a piloting skill.
So this is okay. So this system is what we're going to use, like
Yes.
kind of resort to it.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to look at that and say, what skill are you going to use?
Okay. Stealth and hiding.
Heavy stealth and hiding will work. So that was a 3.
Yeah,
So
survival.
you go 4. Add a die to that because it's dark out and they have no idea what the heck is going on.
Yeah, because he hasn't even popped on sensors.
He hasn't even popped down sensors yet. They're just shooting
Don't
vaguely
you
in
have a
that direction.
suppressor on your silent?
There is. They have no idea where it is.
Yeah, sweet.
Now here's the cool thing, because you're rolling to dodge, the piloting stat of your gear is a +1. See a little PI +1 on the gear?
Yes.
So use,
So now instead of modifying on 5s, you drop to 4s.
Okay.
Because
So
you're in a
use
highly
pilots.
nimble machine.
right, rather than your survival, you'd use pilot, which gives you 1 less die, but you're succeeding on 4s rather than
So it's
5s.
both going to work here because you're dodging the shot using the machine's controls. It's
Okay,
just the
so-
overriding thing here is the fact that he dug in a hiding position.
Oh, okay, cool, so that's best of both worlds.
It's the best of both
So
worlds.
4 dice.
If they
fours.
knew where you were, the hiding wouldn't apply. We would fall back on the piloting roll.
Okay,
If you were trying to do a handstand, you would use the piloting roll even if they don't know where you are.
right, okay.
Could I argue to lose a dice
You could with
with loner? Just
Loner.
me being like kind of
You're just
since
How
I'm
is
on
that
my, since I'm on my own up here, I don't have any communication. Like I'm just kind of winging all this.
Okay, I'll take that in the winging all of it. So you can lose a die. Okay, we're gonna roll off. And I got a 6.
No. Oh wait.
You have 1 success on a 4.
You got a 4.
If only you would have rolled
So-
another die.
Right.
So they win by 2, and the shot actually does manage to clip you in the dark.
Lucky shit.
So they won by 2. Their gun's damage is a 6. So your armor on your guy is a 6. You will take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
So the rounds go through. Your nice little shoulder-mounted rocket launcher now has a nice hole in it.
Okay.
So you're gonna mark a just 2 dice damage somewhere, and your rocket launcher's out of commission. Just somewhere. You've taken 2 damage, and the rocket launcher's out of commission. And that's them.
Alright.
You're up.
Alright, okay, so my movement is, how far?
It's the number under the MR, so it should be an 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is W/G?
So that's the type of movement you have. You're both walker and you have wheels. That's what that says. That'll tell us how you interact with terrain. It's not doing anything right now.
Oh, okay. So I can move 8. So I'm just gonna,
You could also declare a posture first.
okay,
You could potentially declare all out and go 16. And
okay.
take some penalties.
And the postures are like stand still, brace,
So it's stationary, literally
Stationary.
not move.
right?
Brace, you're going to lose a die on getting when you're trying to dodge. You're going to gain a die when you're attacking.
Right.
Normal speed, nothing.
Right.
1 move. All out, 2 moves.
Double move.
Penalty to attacks, bonus when dodging. And then you can also go full on evasive, which will add even more to that just in a straight line, but you can't do anything. These do last until the start of your next go.
Okay.
So this guy here, braced, he's 1 dice easier to hit, just period, until he goes next.
Okay. So what I want to do is close the distance to this guy to at least 9. So how far are the 2 of us apart?
About 15.
About 15?
So you could like go to the corner here.
Okay. And can I?
Yeah,
So I
sorry.
can't really see the other guy, but I probably heard shots
You're aware there's something
where
there.
there's someone else. So I guess I would move up to here to this corner and
So standard speed will get you there
then fire at him.
with your shotgun.
Yes.
Sounds good.
So-
Would you like to perform any other actions, and is that going to be the end of your move?
No, that'll be the end right there. Just sort of move it
Just
up
take
and
the shot.
blast that
Alright.
dude.
Okay,
He shot at
so
me first.
shooting, gunnery, because probably nothing else is going to be directly appropriate.
So that'd be 2
Plus the 1.
plus 1 because he's braced.
No, not because he's braced. So it's always 1 dice plus your skill.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So yeah. So 2
Plus 1
plus
is
1.
3.
Yeah,
Now,
3.
your shotgun is a rule called frag or armor piercing. Basically, you have ammo. Do you want a
Right.
buckshot or do you want a slug round? The buckshot is going to give you 2 extra dice if the target's in your sweet spot, which I think is 3 to 9 on him,
Yes.
which you're probably within. Or you could go armor piercing, which will let you do damage even if you would normally fail to do damage.
Okay.
So do you want to roll more dice or do you want to...
Do more damage.
It's not necessarily more damage, it's do damage
It's
as you
just
would
guaranteed.
normally.
Oh, okay.
And he's
I'm
already
gonna-
taken some damage.
Yeah, he's already taken some damage. I'm gonna go for more dice because I'm trying to take
Okay.
this dude out.
So frag adds 2. So you're going
Alright.
to go to 5.
So 3, 5. Okay.
And you can argue any of those edges, challenges, anything like that.
No, I really don't see anything sort of changing the scenario. I'm just running up.
This guy's piloting too.
Alright.
He is going to get cover from you since he's partially obscured,
Alright.
but he stood still. So he's going to gain a die and he's going to lose a die.
Alright.
And your gunnery is +0 on your gear, so still modifying on 5s.
Oh. That's 3 5s.
So the highest one comes out.
I think
So it
this
doesn't
higher.
matter.
5 is higher than the other 2.
Every other die that's a 5 or 6 adds 1 to that.
Okay, so that is
A 7.
7.
Your target rolled a 5. So you won the roll by 2.
Alright.
What is the damage of your weapon?
The
It's
damage.
the frag cannon medium.
Frag cannon, medium frag cannon damage is 6 plus 2, so that's 8.
He's armor 5.
Alright,
So
so
he
the
does 3 points of
difference
damage.
is 3 wounds.
So massive round of buckshot hits this thing. Its eye lens is shattered. You've hit its rocket launcher. There's hydraulic fluid flying everywhere. This thing's leaning back, just kind of tottering.
Sweet.
I'm looking at all this, I'm like, hell yeah, as oil sticks squirting out my shoulder.
All right, sir, what's up?
Go smash that little defenseless Jeep.
That's actually what I was thinking. I'm wondering why that thing's taken off.
Just stomp on it.
So what I'm gonna do, so if I just run all out,
Mm-hmm.
how far can I go?
So it'll add 1 to your movement rating,
Okay,
and you can just double move in a straight line up to that.
okay.
So your move normally is a 7, so
Yeah.
you would go to an 8, and you would move twice, but you can't do anything.
But I can't go.
You
You
move
could
16.
move 14,
Yeah,
get a penalty when shooting, a bonus when dodging, but still be able to do stuff.
yeah.
Now, character note here, you do have access to the machine sensor range, just end of statement. So
Yeah.
you can say, 14 will get me here.
And
You are allowed to know that.
Right.
I could shoot him.
Probably it'll be in cover, and it's getting the hell out of dodge, but yes, you could shoot it from there.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to declare all out.
Yep.
You're going to move to here.
Uh-huh.
And actions.
I'm going to shoot it.
Which weapon? Because you have a bunch of them.
I do have a bunch of them.
So, anybody who's watching, all the gears are slightly modified. Series Mustang swapped its autocannon and vibroblade for a rotary cannon. It's got a giant Gatling gun.
Nice.
I'm going to use the Gatling
You're
gun.
gonna use the Gatling gun. What is the ranges on the Gatling gun?
6 to 18.
6 to 18.
Optimal.
Piece of cake, you're in optimal range.
Alright.
So what is your gunnery? Assuming you're using gunnery, what is your skill?
3.
3. So 1 dice plus 3.
4.
The rotary cannon is a rule called burst of 2.
Yes.
Add 2 dice to that.
Actually, I didn't think I would have to get out more dice.
Now, what the burst does, it just says add an extra die equal to the number. You can also split between that many extra targets, but take penalties for the number of targets you shoot. So it's just, you can just mulch like an entire line of machines. Okay. Would you like to argue any of your aptitudes, quirks, or adversities as bonuses or penalties?
Nah, I'm good.
No? Okay. There's the Jeeps roll. Highlighting with 2, in cover, at top speed.
Okay. Alright.
Does your machine have a gunnery stat of anything
No.
that's not 0? Nope.
No.
So you're just looking for 5s. This guy's looking for 5.
Okay, my highest was a 6. I got
And then
a
each
5.
other 5 or better will add 1.
It's just 1, so I got 7 total.
So you got a 6. Your damage is a what?
My damage on that gun is a 7.
It's a 7.
Yep.
You win the roll by 1, so you get an 8.
Yep.
And Jeep's armor 4.
Yep.
So you put a massive round through it, tires pop out, and the Jeep stops to a grinding halt.
Yeah.
It was the orphan bus.
Jeep go good.
It's the orphan bus.
Sorry, too soon.
So it's just it has stopped moving. Okay, you're up.
That's my
Okay,
turn.
so I want to, I'm gonna move. Move 9 without impeding myself, yeah.
Now keep in mind, you did already spend your action points, so if you want to do anything, it's going to be a little weird. You're going to take penalties for it. You also already fired your sniper rifle, and your rocket pack is damaged. So if you use the rocket pack, you'll take penalties as well.
Right. Yeah, I just want to get a little closer.
Okay.
So it looks like she's got that thing out of commission. I was concerned about them getting away from her, but yeah, I just want to get a little closer. I do want to try to, like, they shot at me. I've got some damage, but I don't. It seemed like a shot in the dark. I don't think I would argue that they don't. They still don't know I'm.
Yeah, they still have no idea you're
know I'm
there.
here, so I want to try to like stealth over.
Okay.
To
So
get a
if
closer
you
position.
hide
Yeah.
completely behind that building, where none of them can see you, they will not know you're there.
Okay. So,
Because their sensors cannot go through the building.
so I don't need to roll for that.
Nope.
Just- okay.
You're just going to all out move behind the building. And you go all the way. It's not going to raise anything.
I just started playing Warhammer, so.
No, you're fine.
I said millimeter.
Mine.
It matters.
Well, you have an
I
18-inch
even have
movement,
a opener.
so you can go a long way. Like those things are designed to just zip everywhere. That is the end of the round. We don't need to roll for initiative again. It's back up to the top here.
So initiative order stays the same.
It's gonna stay the same.
Each time.
This one is going to shift a little bit and take a shot at Mr. Yuri.
Sweet.
So gunnery stat is 2. 1 for their burst. They did move, so their posture's just standard.
Okay.
I assume you would like to dodge.
Yes. And so that would be just piloting.
Piloting,
So that's a 3
+1.
plus 1 for dodging.
You are in cover because you're partially obscured, so it's going to add a die.
Alright.
At this point, we're in nice visual, so the fact that it's dark outside just put the night vision. Okay, cool. They're
Right.
combat vehicles, they have that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see any like modifiers to add or take away.
Alright.
So I got a 6 and a 5.
So they got a 5 and a 5. So yours is a 7, theirs is a 6. You have 1 by 1. Nothing happens. That shot goes wide.
Cool.
That thing's out of commission, and the tottering one is gonna back behind the wall and just sit there.
Sweet.
That'll be them.
So
Yeah.
I can't really see on the other side of this building. So do I have a full view of him?
Yes.
Okay. And then let's see. I got, so 9, let's see, 3 to 9. Is that within my 9-inch range? I don't believe
Not
it is.
as is.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he's at 12 inches. Or, yeah, totally 12.5. Do you wanna like move forward a little bit? Cause you
Yeah.
could move.
So you can move forward, take the shot, and move back.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do. But that's not what you're going to do. So
You
I'm-
arrogant son of a bitch.
it's right here, clear as purple crayon. So I like to move up to where basically I'm on the opposite corner from this guy because I'm not really worried about him. He's already leaking hydraulic fluid. So if I can get on that corner, I'm not really worried about
You're
covering.
welcome to move your guy. So
So
I'm gonna move up to that.
move up to this corner. So
Take a nice wide open shot there.
yeah, wide open. I'm wide open to him. He's wide open to me.
Sounds good.
And
Shotgun, I assume.
yeah, so I can.
You
So
could also flip to the Panzerfaust if you want.
yeah, that's what I was saying. If I had flipped to the Panzerfaust,
So flipping to the Panzerfaust, it's not mounted on the hand.
it's going to cost an action.
It's going to cost an action to do it.
So I'm within 6 inches. Yes.
You are.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
you have a sweet spot shot on the Panzerfaust.
Okay.
It's going to cost an action to swap to the Panzerfaust, and then one to shoot the Panzerfaust.
Okay. So
We'll be doing 2 actions here.
okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
Would you like to spend your action point?
Yes, I'll go ahead and spend my. action
So you're
point.
taking 2 actions. Normally both would take a 2 dice penalty. Because you spent the action point, they're only going to take a 1 dice penalty now.
Okay.
The swap is free, there's no roll involved for that.
Right. And then so my attack's gonna be gunnery, which would be 2. That's the one I normally get.
You're gonna lose 1 because of the actions.
Right.
And then you can argue any of those.
Uh.
An example here could be, say, you're going to use your kind of showiness. I forget what
Showmanship.
not the skill.
Oh.
Looking at the
Arena
quirks.
duelist.
Works in adversity.
Oh, so I got showboat, pessimistic.
You could
arrogant,
say
fear,
use the showboat and say
please.
he's gonna do this like really cool trick shot, where he's running in, sheaths the knife, and in one motion just fires the rocket.
Yeah, because I'm a showboat. I mean, just from arena battles, like you know.
You can use that to argue to add a die.
Right. So yeah, it's like changing weapons is something that obviously in regular combat you don't do that often.
You're
But
used to just doing it on the fly.
when you're trying to like please, because am I getting like so the dueling, is that something that happens? Because forgive me, I know nothing
it's a
about this.
gladiatorial arena combat with the machines.
Okay, so sometimes
It's all about flavor.
Right.
It's basically professional wrestling.
Okay, so switching to a weapon unnecessarily
Is well within
is
normal.
well within. So I would say doing a weapon swap is something that I
Yep.
just do. Sweet. Back up to 3 die. I got a 5.
They also got a 5. Neither of us have a win ties thing, so your shot actually is a miss.
Okay.
Just barely a miss though.
Sweet. Just pull the trigger a little too soon, the rocket goes right into the ground, just blows up, throws dirt in front of him.
So you're up.
Alright, so what I think I'm gonna do
You minivan murderer.
minivan. Alright. 7 inches.
Oh, no.
Just,
It's okay, it's just a one.
so I'm gonna.
Oh, did you not need that?
Essentially,
No, I
Here?
didn't move back.
Sure.
yeah, because I'm just trying to get a
I was
shot
gonna
at this
jump
guy.
off
Okay.
your throw
So-
grenade.
What I want to do is get a shot and then get into cover.
Okay, so you're gonna move here, take a
You can't
shot,
take a
and
reaction to
move
it,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep,
So let's do
Still like
standard
this
posture
way,
again.
yep,
Okay.
stand to posture.
What weapon would you like to use to shoot with?
My rotary, I'm gonna use the rotary cannon, why not?
Sounds good.
I went good the first time.
We'll be optimal range because we're in a city fight at this point.
Gotcha. And,
So 1 plus whatever skill you're using,
which is gunnery, so 3, so 4 dice.
and then the rotary cannon just adds 2 because of its burst ability.
So 6 dice. Okay. I got a 6. Yeah, so 7.
7 to a 4, you win by 3.
Win by 3!
So your massive onslaught of shells just hits this thing in a shower of munitions. It looks like it's in the middle of a rainstorm, just pieces of metal flying off of it. It leans itself back into the building, slowly, still moving, just leaking fluid everywhere.
Yeah. I really like that rotary cannon.
Yeah, I mean, my rocket softened it up for you.
Sure it did.
Okay, so,
Alright, turn.
this, what did you say was damaged? My,
So your rocket is currently damaged.
okay, so I can't hover.
You can hover.
No, you have a rocket
No,
pod on
your
your shoulder.
You have a missile launcher on the shoulder.
Okay,
There's
so
the
you're talking
rocket
about
pack?
My rocket pack.
That's the
what's-
thing that has
that's
taken
what's
damage.
damaged.
That guy
Okay,
right there.
gotcha, okay.
I have a question. Could he hover up and get on top of the building?
Well, you read my mind.
So you can't hover and get up there, but the Mark II is a jetpack,
Oh!
and it can jetpack up to the top of the building.
Apparently,
He
I
has a
do.
jetpack.
It's just a 6-inch move, but you can go up with it. So you can jump to the top of the building if you would like to.
So I can't. Okay, so I was thinking I could use my hover to get up there and then like be able to come up here, take another action, and then come back down. So I can't. This is just into my movement then.
You would have to move at all out to do that, which would be 2 moves.
And then if I went all out, then I
You're
couldn't
taking
take,
a die penalty because of the speed.
and I couldn't take an action.
No,
You can take an action.
Yeah,
It's
that's just
there's one step above that that says no action.
What is the name for the one step above it?
I believe it's like full speed or something.
Oh, okay. I'd like to lobby for full tilt monkey.
So you can declare all out, move up to the top, shoot, move down with your jetpack. That is a legal sequence of events you can do.
This range for the grenade launcher seems very short.
It's an anti-personnel grenade launcher.
What's
so
the
people,
difference?
Like climbing over you.
Oh, so it's not like I'm not shooting.
You're not shooting a grenade launcher. What it is they're little explosive packs all over the machine that just go pop
Okay.
into somebody around you.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so then, yeah, I want to take, I'll take some, well, I'm going to switch,
You don't have to switch your weapons. Your rifle's already in your hand.
okay, so yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to
You can jump up,
come up,
take the shot,
I want to take a shot at
him.
this
Okay.
guy here.
And
and
then
then
you're
come
gonna jump
back
down.
down.
So go ahead and move to your final position.
Just try to see.
That's
Where he's at.
well within that 6. Okay. We know you're going to be in optimal range for where you're going, so you're going to take your shot. You're going to take a 1 dice penalty because you went all out.
Using
Have a heavy gear gunnery.
yeah, heavy gear +2 and 1 die penalty.
Because of the speed. This guy's going to be rolling 2 dice because of a large amount of buckshot. He's leaking hydraulic fluid.
My aptitude, I
Oops.
argue, is patience. Since I've been waiting this long to actually do any maneuvering, could I argue I get a dice for that?
It would be more like patiently waiting to take the right shot as you're going through,
Okay.
which is a thing you could do. Want to do it?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, okay. Jesus.
So your highest dice of 3. The rifle has a scope, adds it to a 4. To a 5, it is a miss, but it is not a significant miss. So the round is plastered into a building somewhere.
Yeah.
Shoots right through a hole that was already in it.
Yeah. I've just leaked too much fluid. That's all it is.
Your scope's all greasy with your own hydraulic fluid.
Okay. So this one is just gonna, so top of the round again, this one's just gonna standard speed back up. And that's it. You are allowed to declare reactions against them. It'll be right there, but you're allowed to declare reactions against them.
So which one did you obliterate with
Wait,
auto
so
You
like-
declared the guy over there.
So that action,
Okay. Is
that
he-
action
is
thing,
he
is it
down?
once a round or is it once a combat?
So you get your action point at the start of every round.
Okay.
It's back. So you can totally shoot him if he's walking away.
Yeah, I'll do what I did last time. Like,
Take a shot at
take
him.
another shot at him.
Sounds good.
So, yeah.
Anybody else?
No, let's wait till my turn.
Yes.
Because so the
Heavy gear gunnery.
little support
Plus
vehicle's
2.
destroyed,
It's not moving.
and then this guy isn't moving, or he's
Still up. He's still up, but it's just moving very slowly after eating a giant salvo of 40mm Gatling gun rounds.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking that penalty this time, correct?
Nope. I'm sorry, you're still taking the all out because you're still all out. That changes the next time you get to declare a posture.
Snake eyes.
Okay, he
Oh,
went by
no.
6, or he got a 5, so that is actually a significant miss. Your gun is currently jammed.
Oh no.
man.
It will take an action to clear the jam. Okay. This guy here is going to back up, and as he does so, is going to just fire a salvo of machine gun rounds and the rocket launcher just indiscriminately. So they're going to shoot it.
just kind
Auto cannon at you, rocket launcher just done a salvo. So we're going to fire their auto cannon at you first.
Right.
Your gunnery's 2. They are currently sitting on a melted arm, and because of the actions they've declared, they're going to take 2 dice or 1 dice worth of penalty on that. They're going to blow their action point.
Yeah.
They're declaring 2 actions, so all actions take -2 dice. They're going to use their action point to drop it to 1.
Okay.
But they're still limping horribly.
Okay. So then for my dodge, it would be pilot.
Pilot, you are in cover.
Okay. So that would be 1 normal plus the 3 plus 1 for the cover.
Yep.
Sweet. I got a 5.
They got a 4. Shot misses.
Sweet.
1 more.
Military conditioning, athletics. Like, it's like, I'm not, yeah, I can't use like any of my stealth or anything.
Yeah,
anymore,
it's,
so.
you're in the machine right now.
Right. Oh, so I can't use athletics if I'm in the.
I mean, you're in the machine. Athletics is your physical conditioning.
Okay.
You're piloting a mech. I'm not sure what the application is.
You press
Can I use a reaction against that guy?
We would have had to have declared it already before any of them resolved. So when I asked who wants to do a reaction, that is your opportunity. You can't
Gotcha.
wait until somebody else should say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna shoot him too."
Oh,
Nope.
okay. All right.
All gotta go once.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, heavy gear piloting, I guess. Right.
Where do you're not getting shot at. They can't see you.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
he's
you were
shooting
shooting.
at me.
Oh, I thought that was it.
It's
for
just an
every-
indiscriminate salvo going this way, but you're on the other side of a building.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I thought
you're
this
not
was
gonna
going to
shoot.
everybody, my bad.
The rocket launcher is going to shoot out there and catch you with the blast radius, though.
Okay.
So we're gonna roll once more to dodge the rocket shot.
Okay. So it'll be the same 1
Same thing.
plus my 3 plus 1 for cover.
They're gonna roll the same thing. Gunnery 2, they're gonna lose 2 dice. 1 dice because of the action.
Man.
5.
1
Next, still misses to their 4. Alright, you're up.
All right. Let's see. So I have the Panzerfaust out, and these guys.
Panzerfaust, and I'm assuming you got the shotgun out, or do you want to keep the knife out? We didn't specify. I really should have, but
We didn't really specify. I'm thinking that these guys are staying range, so I'm staying range. I would have put the knife up and gotten out the Panzerfaust.
alright.
So let's see. Panzerfaust has super short range. It's 3 to 6.
It is super short range.
So I am not quite. He's actually almost out of optimal shotgun range, especially when I push him with the tape measure. He's getting further away. So let's see, and I can do a movement of
8.
8, which could go up to 16. And I'm definitely showy AF. So, oh wait, no, I can move and move back. So, this guy, even though he's, yeah, so I'm gonna pop around the corner and try to hit this guy with the Panzerfaust, and then just sort of like whirl back in a sweet little pirouette.
Okay. So that's still probably an optimal range there.
And
This guy's bleeding horribly from massive damage sustained.
is that
You can take your Panzerfaust shot.
sweet?
He
So,
is not going to be in cover to you because you can see all of them.
all right, so gunnery 2 plus my regular die, and then, but you said all actions receive a -1,
Unless you spend the action points.
unless I spend the
So
action.
would you like to spend your action point? They've already all gone this turn, so there's
Right.
no reason to keep it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and spend the action point.
You'd want to keep it for like a reaction, but they've already gone.
Right.
So
Okay. So,
So the more out of game, like the more people you have playing, like the more flexible your action point is.
it can be, yeah.
okay. I'm going to argue for -2 on this
Four.
because of Showboat and Arrogance.
So we already used Showboat.
Did I use?
You already used
okay.
it on the last one, but you
Okay.
can,
So I can't use Showboat again.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can use Arrogant to take a minus.
So I used
1
Showboat as a positive.
So it's spent.
It's spent. Okay.
Now you can use Arrogant as a negative.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use Arrogant as a negative because I'm just like picturing myself being like super cool, just like
Yeah.
rolling around this mech, just like firing a rocket, and, like spinning back.
By the way, whenever you took your penalties, you got an experience point for each of those skills. Just track the number of them, which I think is 2 right now.
Oh wait, I got one earlier. Yes.
So you get it only on the penalty.
Right. Well, I took a penalty earlier.
What
I
was
took
that?
Arrogant when I was about the comms.
We already used Arrogant though.
I thought you could use I thought you could use. Okay, so I did. Yeah, I used Arrogant.
Okay, yeah, so you got an experience for that. But
Oh, okay.
Arrogant's gone.
Oh, okay. So then I can't. Dang it! I'm gonna hit him with more
You have 2
dice.
experience points. What was your other quirk?
So I have eager to please, showboat, pessimistic, arrogant.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to argue pessimistic in this situation.
I mean, I guess which I realize that this is like total like metagaming, I guess, because this is like retro retconning, but I could have used pessimistic with the comms and just been like, oh yeah, they're totally jamming us. This is what's going on, like, and that's why I got the
Possibly.
-1.
You could have.
Yeah, but okay, so I already used arrogant, I already used showboat, and so I need to
You would have to argue how pessimistic is applying to a gunshot.
right, which I'm not
Okay.
on this. I'm just sort of talking about the system in general.
So you do have 1 experience point
from
from
arrogant
using Arrogant.
negatively,
Yeah.
and I did not get an experience point for using showboat.
Yeah.
Where do I?
So it would
that's-
mark by the skill you used it on.
I used it on gunnery.
So it's 1 experience in gunnery.
Okay, I think that's what it
Okay,
is.
cool.
On mine too.
It's meant to be.
You said I had 2 though, huh?
Yeah, you had,
I'll remember
I think you've
doing.
gotten,
I'll remember doing 1.
oh, you used patient for the bonus, never mind, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the negative.
Yeah. Okay.
A6.
Just 6, it's a tie. Your Panzerfaust once again just whizzes by.
This thing's cheap garbage.
If it hits, it
I know,
evaporates.
that's what I was looking, because it's like 8 damage.
Okay, so I've got both of them on my sides.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I could use that rotary cannon twice.
so you can use the rotary cannon.
Uh-huh.
Declare additional targets.
Mhm.
You will lose 1 die per additional target on both shots.
On both shots. Okay. All right. I'm gonna.
They both use the same initial pool of dice, everything like that. You will lose a die because of the additional targets.
So it'll be 5 dice when I'll turn it.
So, yeah, based off what you had before.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shuffle just to make sure I'm like, and because I'm doing standard.
Mhm.
Yep.
Unloading on both.
Yep. Unloading on both.
So the first one.
That's actually 8.
As an 8, it got a 3. You win by 5. What's the damage?
Damage on those 7.
So the rounds go ripping through this thing, and just parts go flying off. Fuel goes off. This thing just falls over. It's a wreck.
Yay! So that's
After I
correct.
softened it up with my other hands.
Yeah. This is for
Good
the
thing
next
you killed
one.
it, because I was going to attempt to kill it for the 3rd time on my turn.
Oh, I did 8 again.
That one also gets plastered in much the same fashion.
Woo!
Rounds go ripping through it. Parts go flying. It just is a pile of spare parts at this point.
This is a free action. I do a little dance.
Is teabagging a free action?
It's teabagging up
Well, we're
there.
out of combat, so that's no longer even a question.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
As I smirk at you as you, as a hoverbot without legs, cannot teabag.
Are we still being jammed?
Rounds are still down.
Comms are still down. Well, shit. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to. I'm suspicious of the little Jeep. I'm gonna go check out the little Jeep. I want to see what's up with that Jeep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go. So how does this? So we're in mechs, like.
You can get out of that.
Okay, but like.
Yeah.
So are there?
Yeah.
Does it look like their pilots survived?
There's a lot of bullet holes in them, and it seems suspect.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go and check out. Let's see. I would say under frontier military training tactics, just sort of like, seeing, just see if I can glean any information from these two downed foes.
Okay. What would you like to do before you guys roll? We'll just figure everybody else wants to do.
Yeah.
Well, I track and investigation. I'll take one.
Oh,
I'll take the other.
Yeah,
So one thing you
investigation.
can do is you can help somebody, which is not do something at a die.
Okay, so if you're like more, which I would know that you're more experienced at sort of like checking stuff out, then I would help you investigate these two.
I guess you're just giving me a bonus dice.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 3.
So before we do that, let's go do the snuff over to the Jeep.
Yeah.
The Jeep and its driver appear to no longer be with us.
Okay.
There was a driver. There's not much of a driver left. The vehicle has a number of large holes through it. Strapped to its back is a large metal case that appears to be largely intact. It appears as if a bullet hit it and bounced off.
Oh, my bullet that tore up this little Jeep bounced off that case.
Your bullets went through the Jeep.
Went through the Jeep. Okay. All right.
Should have made the Jeep out of the stuff that case was made out of.
Right.
Crate itself is maybe 1.5 meters cube. So
Okay.
pretty decent size. Before we do that, you guys want to do your investigation?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's 4 plus 1 for his assist. Specifically this one.
I told you, it's never failed.
So you get a 7. Or an 8, I'm sorry. So that's a massive high success given how trivial this is.
That's what I do.
That's
I'll
what
miss
we're
every
gonna-
single shot.
So here's what happens. A quick glance at the two machines reveals that number one, their pilots did not survive. There's not much left of anything in the cockpits aside from a good approximation of hamburger. The machines themselves appear to be old northern surplus based off of serial numbers. They're probably 150 years old. The machines themselves, they do completely match the descriptions of what you were sent out to look for.
So nothing out of the ordinary.
That's about it. You can tell the one that didn't have any weapons and wasn't shooting, the one over there, or wasn't shooting as much, appears to have been a leader of some sort, just judging by the amount of iconography on it, but again, there's not much left on the inside.
Alright, I don't know how we get out of these things, but I'm gonna.
It's just a cockpit, so the torso pops open and you just jump out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might
Iron
help.
Man, like just.
So they So like infantry models, do we have any?
No, I do,
I
but
think
so
The infantry models
in
are like
scale,
that
a
tall.
human is half an inch tall. So these are 4 or 5 meters tall tops. They're not that big.
I
Right.
think like the biggest one I've seen is like 30 feet tall. Most of these are probably like
Or about
50.
you mean about 10 meters or so?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, well, they were that small compared to this thing I was thinking of, but I'm like,
Well, this isn't like Gundam or something. This is
No.
much smaller.
Oh, okay.
you guys notice these things were a little hard to kill for as beat up as they are?
I mean, seemed to go down pretty easy to me.
Well, I guess I just need to work on my guns. Seem to get a little jammed up. What do you got
While
over
guys are
there?
Doing this, your support vehicle begins to crest over the hill.
What was your name again?
Relatively fast.
Sorry.
Sorry. What do you got over there? Sorry.
I got a Jeep. Occupant's dead, like very dead. And
What's
a
in that box?
package. What's in the box? I don't know what's in the box. Does the box like strike me as anything?
It's a large unmarked metal case, 1.5 meters cubed.
With a tag that says Guffin on the side.
I'm gonna. Ooh, that scared me.
Uh,
I'm gonna pick up the case. I'm gonna very carefully pick up the case and see, like, what else about it.
So there's just to pick up the case.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any markings on it. It does appear to have access, but the gear's fingers are much too large to open it.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk back to my comrades. So I've got some kind of like somebody to back me up. Kneel down, set the case very carefully down. And
don't open that thing near me.
are you in your gear?
Yeah.
You're fine.
Where do you scratch the paint?
We'll repaint it.
I hope there's paint in that box.
Yeah, Nancy boy. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna very carefully set it down, and then get out of my gear and see if I can open it.
Okay. What you guys doing?
As I am pessimistic, not using the quirk pessimistic, but as I am pessimistic, I'm going to stand behind her gear as
Stand behind.
I second that
She's a
motion.
shield.
No, actually, my gun is jammed, so like, I guess I'll take a few steps back, and while you guys are messing with that, I'm gonna try to
Clear the
Clear
jam.
your jam.
yeah.
unjam my unreliable gun.
All right. Let's
I
see
had
what's
one
in
good
this.
shot.
Let's see what's in this Pandora's box.
So you move over the case, and it's just a little mechanical keypad on it. It's not reading currently locked.
Yeah.
It appears as if somebody managed to open it through messing with the electronics and maybe a few devices. It is popping a little warning up that says containment breach.
Oh shit.
So can I use my maybe like corporate bureaucracy, like from working with being in a business family, as possible experience to deduce that warning label, and if I should open this.
You're welcome to try.
Okay, alright. So one dice, institutions, that's 2, so 3. Alright. That's a 6.
You're familiar with corporate business and in particular weapons manufacturing. Containment breach usually means there's something on the inside that is actively dangerous and it's been breached, which would mean it's leaking or potentially coming out.
Oh.
I'm no scientist, but maybe we ought to close that box back up, huh?
Well, the box is closed, right?
Box is currently closed.
Oh, I thought you opened it.
No, she
No,
did.
she-
No,
she
she saw the
opened it.
warning
We
label.
didn't get that far. I
No.
got to the warning label.
Oh, yeah.
She saw the warning label.
Poke it with a stick.
I am not poking it with a stick. Let's get back to Eve's.
While you're doing that,
Oh,
the
we can make
vehicle
her
is
poke it
pulling
with a
out.
stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, Barney. I like
Oh, wow, our sport vehicle's way cooler than theirs.
The poor vehicle does manage to work its way into town. Before the vehicle stops, the hatch open and Eves is running out screaming at you, get away from it.
I back up and I scramble up into my gear like, oh no, it's gonna blow up. And I step away, carefully stepping back.
Immediate laser comms, she immediately begins rerading like, what the hell where have you been, first off?
Comms went down.
And you didn't come back?
We saw
You didn't tell us what was going on?
enemy contact.
And
that guy was
And we
trying to
took
get
care-
away.
hey, listen, I told her not to open it.
Boulder.
I told her not to open it next to me. Which is basically the same thing. If you want to add or subtract words from that sentence, that's up to you. But the words "don't open that" did come out of my mouth.
I stopped.
Eve, listen. There was 2 mechs down here. We took them out. We were gonna come back. We were gonna let you know what was going on. So everything's good, right? Nothing bad
The
happened.
Jeep was running. I wanted to catch it.
she just rolls her eyes. At this point, Toei gets out, starts looking at your machine and going, oh my god, bring it over. He offers to get to work on it, trying to fix the rocket launcher.
I'm glad.
It's like, okay, so nobody opened it.
No.
Then why is it leaking radiation?
Well, it says it's unlocked, and there's a warning label.
She might have shot it a bunch.
Look,
She looks at you and says, you shot it.
I didn't shoot through it. I shot through that Jeep.
What do you mean? She looks at your gear and the gun and says, you didn't shoot through it?
No,
It bounced off?
it bounced off.
So the box is, what the hell is that thing made out of?
I don't know. That's why I was
That's what
curious.
you should have made the Jeep out of.
Exactly, because my shots went through that Jeep and made the guy in there hamburger. So I was very curious as to why I didn't do that to that box. But I stopped.
She sighs, works her way back to the vehicle, comes out a few moments later in a little bit of hazmat gear. Begins
What?
to work her way over to the box.
Do I need to take a shower?
This is a 2319 situation.
Yeah.
You might need an iodine bath.
Aww. Stay.
She's like, I want to know what's in the box. There's something in there.
Ah,
So are
she steps away.
our gears, are they like radiation shielded?
No.
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 Okay.
No, they're not.
No, but it's better than nothing.
Right.
Just got a Geiger counter up looking at us. It's not that bad. You're not gonna die tomorrow, but you won't be around it for 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, alright, yeah. Yeah, I step away. I'm doing Overwatch, making sure nobody else rolls up.
Yeah.
But
Have you got any
far away.
idea what happened to the comms? What's going on with them?
Something out there appears to be jamming us.
Out
There's
there.
no reason comms should be down. It's also somewhat local. We have comms access and we're able to talk back to the city
On the ridge.
on the ridge. As we moved in closer to here, we got caught.
We
in
got
it.
knocked out. Hey, oh wait, Franco's getting worked on.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.
Oh.
Cody's over there trying to fix the rocket launcher.
Yeah. Franco, you want to, like, this is supposed to be an abandoned town. You want to just, like, poke around in the houses and make sure there's nothing that hasn't gotten missed?
Yeah, we can get patched up here and I'll get right over it.
Well, I don't think you can take your gear inside of the houses. Right?
I mean, I don't know, the door's kind of big.
I mean, you could. There'd be a hole in the house.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, is like, you could do that while your gear is getting repaired.
Okay.
You could physically, like,
You may not be able to be getting repaired while that's happening.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do that.
yeah, so it's like your gear's down anyway because it's being repaired, so this is just something productive to do.
Unmap. I'll start making some rounds.
Roll me a search roll
And then,
of some description.
Tracking investigation. Yeah.
Sal, what's your name?
Sorry.
Sorry?
Sorry.
Or it was, I'm really sorry. No. Seriously, it's sorry?
It's
Technically meant to
A-R.
be Sari. but
Sari.
it's fine.
Sari, whatever.
Okay, Sari.
That's
You wanna-
7?
Yeah, just a second.
You want to head out and you and I kind of go out in a perimeter and see if we can find, because it was less than a click and a half when our comms messed up. If we can find another boundary, we can probably start to triangulate the source of what's knocking out comms. And if there's one thing that none of us need, is not comms.
It's a great success.
Right?
Those are words.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you all have enjoyed my word salad.
So you can't not fail to find what's going on. You do manage to ping out vaguely that you are at the edge of some kind of jamming. It's extending about 1 kilometer past the little city itself.
Yeah.
So, because what I'm picturing is sort of like heading out this way.
It's kind of meeting a circle this way.
Right. So it's like, because we came in from this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So if we head out in this direction, then that kind of gives us 2 points, to which we can kind of guess where.
So going
center-
that way,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
okay. We're gonna have to come back to that one.
Okay.
Your search manages to turn up nothing in the houses themselves, aside from a few ruined and overrun trinkets. However, as you were leaving one of the houses and take a glance off to the southwest, you do manage to see through thermals or something. Something's poking up from behind one of the rock formations in the tangle.
Okay.
Metal, something's there.
Our comm system, is it in the suits or is it like, do we have?
You have
headgear?
internal comms with you.
Okay. Hey, guys, we got some movement southwest.
You guys haven't found the edge of that bubble yet.
Heading this way.
You haven't found the edge of the bubble yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's something's that way.
Center is this way.
Something's that way that he saw.
Wait.
So he saw something.
He saw something on
That
this
way.
way. And
You're going that way. You have not found the edge yet.
Okay.
By the time he tells you that.
Oh, okay. Well, wait, did you see? You said you saw movement.
He saw something sticking up behind a rock formation.
Okay.
That's not a rock or an animal.
Okay.
Well,
You
let's-
guys, any of you, either one of you guys closer than I am?
I mean, technically, we both are because you're still in the town.
While you're engaging in this discussion, the vehicle fires up, backs up, laser comms comes, and Eves comes over rather exasperated. We need to get the hell out of here now.
Why?
I opened the box. Thermonuclear warheads.
Are they
They're safe.
okay? We just
The
need.
crate was damaged, and there's a little bit of a radiation leak from the nukes. But
Okay.
Okay.
there are nuclear weapons there.
Okay. So here's the question: are we taking this back someplace where they can be disposed of properly, or are we just leaving them here for a child to find?
She pops in and says, "I think we should take them back to the city."
Fantastic plan.
Um,
Second most fantastic plan. I was really wanting to shoot that crate.
well, I also want to relay that Eves, Franco saw something metal sticking up behind a rock formation out in the tangle,
Where
southwest of here.
she kind of looks, you guys can't see her. She comms goes quiet for a second. She's like, "I'm not seeing anything,
So, like,
but somebody is jamming us. It might be them."
Okay, so
How long does it take to get my suit fixed up? Because I can go check it out as soon as that's done.
It's gonna take a couple hours,
Okay.
about 2 hours.
so
She's like, "We need to get out of here now."
okay, so
yeah.
because the tangle is what we came through.
So
Okay.
this is off that way. It's not quite in the tangle. I apologize. It's rock formation off the southwest. The tangle would be that way.
Okay, that's where I was mixing stuff.
Yeah, so it's
there's
not the direction you guys came. It's something else.
Okay.
okay. So if we need to get out of here now, then we're probably the gruff guy. I really should write NPC's names down.
Toei?
The repair guy. Yeah, Toei.
Yeah.
Toei, well, actually, probably to you, I'd say let's start heading back because we're like down this way. So,
Yeah.
So heading back, Toei, what are we looking at ETA on old bullet magnet there?
About 2 hours to get the launcher operational without risk of a misfire.
Eves, are we okay here for 2 hours?
Your brother's just going like, I don't think so.
I mean, I'm fine for heading back as is,
And she's like, there's something else out there.
but it's not the way that we're going back. So, we got 2
For now,
for now. Okay.
what if they follow us?
Well, what's more important? What's out here or those warheads?
What do you mean?
So, because the way I see it, we got 2 options. We got 3 options. One, the most responsible option, not my strong suit, but you have to be aware of it in order to avoid it, would be to take the warheads back so they could be kept safe and sound and disposed of properly or whatever. That's outside of my pay grade. 2 would be to keep investigating, and all these guys are out with us. Oh, I guess we could actually just stay here and until you're fully back online. Or we could load up the warheads and we could go and try and find out whatever's jamming us. Or, I mean,
I said I just put a hold on my suit. I don't need that. I don't need the rocket launcher that bad. We can just get out of here. If they want to follow us, I can follow them.
I mean, this is supposed to be an abandoned area. We could, so those things are leaking a little bit. What if we stash the warheads in one of these houses? We can come back for it. We know where it is.
Yeah. Somebody out there has the ability to jam our comms, though.
Well, let's
Probably be able to read radiation, too.
Yeah, that's
let's take the warheads with us. Maybe we could use them on whoever's jamming our comms.
You want to use tactical nuclear warheads that could level a large city.
I mean, we're far enough away from the tower, yeah.
Are you saying a suicide mission?
I don't know how these things work. This is why I'm asking questions, all right? I'm not.
So, out of character here, if you're ever unsure how something works, just assume it's the real world.
Okay. Well, but I'm saying my character is saying, like, I don't know how this works. I'm not the bomb guy. I'm just saying explosions are cool as hell.
Well, I'm the weapons enthusiast, and let me tell you, when that thing goes off,
Yeah, detonate it from a distance. Like, poke it with a long stick.
you mean like a 10-mile long stick? Where am I gonna find a 10-mile long stick?
At the discount 11-mile long stick store. I don't know. I'm trying to weigh off. There's no bad ideas in brainstorming. That's all I'm saying. So.
Some of them are bad.
Alright, listen.
So,
So here's what we got going on. We got a warhead that's damaged.
Wait, is there only one?
She pops in and says, no, there's 10 of them.
We got
We have extras, guys.
we have a lot of warheads that are damaged that need to get the hell out of Dodge, okay? We got somebody in or around Dodge that we need to get the hell away from. So here's what I'm
take out.
or take out. Here's what I'm proposing. Let's get the hell out of here. I'll stay back here. I can catch up to you guys. Let's get out of their jamming range. If they follow you, I can take care of it. This is a win-win-win.
While
But-
you're proposing, the comms bubble drops a little bit and a voice pops over the frequency. Female voice says, I have another suggestion. Those switch channels will find you or know exactly where you are. You can call me Stoic. You have a little present that those rovers were bringing us. You've already opened it and know what it is. I'm acting in the best interest of the Allied Southern Territories and, believe it or not, your own little city-state. You've wandered onto strategic weapons. The last thing you need is to deal with that. Scary enough that you can level an entire city with it. Unfortunately for you, we're not the only ones out here hunting those. Your little bandit friends were running away. You know how many of them there were to start with?
More than 2.
Intelligence said like 30?
Yeah. The Northern Special Forces Squad came in and wiped them all out, looking for those nuclear weapons. They're following them. I don't know where they are, but they know where the nukes are. Take a few minutes to consider my offer.
Well, what
You
is
help us, give us the warheads, we'll help you out of this. We'll make sure your nice city gets a few nice little toys out of it, and you'll get out still alive.
Well, okay, so first of all,
No.
At
We
this
are-
point, she says, I'll give you 5 minutes to consider, and flips the comms off.
alright,
Did Eves hear this?
That was on an open channel on your security channel. Everybody heard it.
so like our comms were back on for just like a brief.
No. It was back on for a second.
Right,
See,
that's what I'm
unfortunately,
saying, like they were on, so
Mhm.
we know now positively that someone's jamming us. I was like, okay, one,
And
we
it
know
lined
who's
up
jamming.
exactly with this person talking.
So we know we are being jammed. We know who's jamming us. She's offering us toys when we already have toys. She's threatening us with a force that's so big it can take out 30 gear, but she can't track where it is. So I'm doubting her competency, honestly. And I'm no friend of the North.
Out of character, your character kind of hates the North. Their internal politics screwed you out of a duelist position.
Right, yeah.
The South are the ones who are after you.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I was like, this could be a major problem.
That's almost like it was.
Tokens to trade.
It was almost like it was written that way. Study ever.
Listen, guys, like, you have your business with the North. I don't entirely trust the South. In fact, I'd rather just not have anything to do with it. So, back to the original plan. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, look, we're going to have to do something because regardless, listen, so if either the North or the South decide that they want us gone, they're gonna come in and level us, right? That would be my general understanding of like, how things are, So our best bet is to stay as, little fish, small pond, smaller ripples. So,
Give those nukes to somebody.
but if they know that we gave them to them, the North knows, then are we gonna get retribution from the North? Because they're a bunch of a-holes, like, even if I don't know. I didn't sign up for this. This is complicated thinking.
Yeah, but the North's supplying your paycheck right now, so I just say we stick with what we know.
No, we're not, North,
No,
I thought we were.
the South.
no, we're not part of the South either, are we?
Well,
We're already.
You're none of the
independent.
above.
yeah,
yeah.
That's right. We're technically legal.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this is Wild West.
You can just edit that out later.
Yeah. Post-production on a live stream.
I would say we go with the. I'm assuming the people who are jamming our comms are relatively close. We could just hand these off and be done with this situation. Eves, what do you think?
Eve chimes in and says, I say give them to the South. I grew up there. They have problems, but they're at least somewhat trustworthy. Northerners have burned too many cities and towns.
So we can move
And
this out.
people.
This whole time, Franklin's just shaking his head. It's a bad idea. Bad idea.
Well,
He
I mean-
just pop in and says we can try and talk to Dale Sons back at the tower and see his opinion.
well, yeah, what about getting up
to punch through the comms to do it.
Okay, well, I mean, how far, what's our range? We have 5 minutes? We were in comms range just right up the ridge. So they're tracking the case. If you head for the top of the ridge to where you can get into comms range, and just ask, because that's my favorite game. Make it someone else's responsibility. So,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's radio it in.
all right.
So Eve starts backing up. At this point, the comms comes back to life, and Stoa pops in and says, "Have you made a decision yet?"
Our decision is that we are not.
We still got 2 minutes, lady.
Yeah. Our decision is that we're not really in the right pay grade to make decisions. Would you actually? You could save us some time on this as you're jamming our comms. Like, let us like radio back to the tower. And
She says, "If I turn the jamming off, the entire platoon of Northern Special Forces gear, some 20 units, is going to know exactly where you are."
I thought they already knew exactly where we were because of the device.
They knew where the Runs are heading. They knew where the bandits fled to. They're on their way right now.
Okay.
Oh.
So
I don't know where they are, except that they're coming. Whatever they're running, we can't find it.
Seems like the best thing. Well, what's your plan? If we give you these new, what are you doing? You're just gonna outrun them?
Power 2.
I mean,
I'm just saying, at least she's willing to talk
If
to
you
us.
give them to
That's
us,
true.
they're probably going to come after both of us. We stick together, we help each other, and we go our separate ways.
I like
I
this
mean,
plan.
this seems like the best idea.
Against my better judgment, I like to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel good about
Yeah, the North, I mean,
Yeah.
we definitely can't trust the North. I know that. So, let's just, well, are we coming to you? You coming to us?
Let me go to the notes here. Sorry. Like, you chased ahead of her. Your location. I'll send a retriever.
Wait, what'd
I'll
you say?
send something to retrieve it.
Drop a pin. Oh, send location? Sorry, cause I
No, I'll
coughed right.
come to you. We know exactly where you are.
Oh, okay. I thought you asked us to
We've
send
had
your
eyes on you
location.
since your little vehicle drove through the tangle.
Oh.
Oh, a voyeur. Well, wait, hold on. Wait, so these guys, they were bringing it to you, and, oh, well, yeah, all right.
She says, "Alright, well, how about this then? You're in a little podunk village that's been burned half to death. It's not exactly a defensible position. The northern units aren't exactly right on top of you. Why don't we convene in the little town of Aspenek, or what's left of it, to vaguely defensive position? I'll send a unit to retrieve it there. We meet up. And we go our
So,
separate
let's
ways."
head into the tangle, because if there's one place where we can avoid the northern units, it would be in the tangle.
That would be a decent option.
All right, well, Aspenek it is.
Okay.
Alright?
We're here. We're in elevation. We're not here.
Yeah, and also Aspenek is just closer to home.
There.
Any names? Those are some of the cool ones, by the way.
Which one? The buildings?
Yeah, buildings.
Somebody made them.
Well, I'm
You
assuming they
probably
made
didn't,
them.
I'm assuming they didn't grow like that on trees.
Well, no, they're not made in factory at the point. It's
Right.
not like
Yeah.
a company made them.
Right.
Yeah.
He's actually got some pretty cool, like, little ones they got at the hardware store. They've been painted up. But anyway.
Alrighty then.
OOC.
So you immediately begin moving out. Stoic says, "Better hurry. Just got a comms from one of my guys. They're about 20 minutes behind you."
All right,
Let's go.
well, let's book it.
So you book it to Aspening. And upon reaching the facility, or the facility itself, you reach it. It is in the raised depression of the tangle through rocks and jagged chunks of metal everywhere. A small nuclear processing plant comes out of the middle of nowhere. It was always suggested that it was refining nuclear weapons, but people thought it was just a rumored saber rattling at best. However, the NHR Days Proust, the leader of the Human Republic, removed all pretext of saber rattling, fortified the facility, and took over. It was one of the last places to be abandoned when he collapsed, and was pretty sure to never be a problem after it was pretty much utterly destroyed. Massive heap of rubble dominates the middle of a small canyon as you work your way into this. Maybe at one time it was a 4-story building. Right now it's just a heap. Small guardhouse on the outside with what might have been a fence runs across the east side. To the west side of it is just more rubble. There is a guardhouse, maybe a few defensive positions, all scrap. Decent cover, but nothing major. The buildings are spaced apart enough that the gear is allowed to actually move. So we've got a large rubble building in the middle, guard posts, and some loose fortifications. The ones on the west side are all effectively been destroyed. The central mound appears to be somewhat mobile, a nice elevated firing position with some decent cover. So he chimes in saying that the haunted feeling of this place is palatable. A lot of death and a lot of suffering occurred here. Bad things have happened in the past. So what we've
So,
got,
out of curiosity, on this map, I was noticing that
we're
does
here.
that connect?
It's supposed to connect.
Oh, okay.
It's a crappy MS Paint map.
Okay, no, that's cool. All my favorite maps that I ever made were in MS Paint.
So what we've got is we have a large central building, which is the rubble pile, and a few other scattered buildings around it.
So, looking at so this is our support vehicle, right? Is it large enough to hold a gear?
Hold 6 of them.
Hold 6 of them? So, could his gear have been being repaired
Yes.
during the drive?
Yeah. Your gear is fully functional and operational.
So are we actually like traversing in that vehicle? Like,
You can if you want to. Saves fuel.
right. Okay, yeah, we probably would just all pack up and nope. And I moved the central building.
So this is coming in from the east. We have the west over there.
Here's
The
these
approach to the west is a relatively narrow canyon. Only maybe about 20 meters wide. There's hills immediately to both sides here. On the east, it's just a slow and steady track on its way in.
Okay.
At this point, you're not reading anything on sensors. East finally managed to get through to the council, who is rather torn on what to do. They're being fairly indecisive.
Yeah.
We're waiting for someone to come back.
Right.
Then I'm going to use the other one. Well, this is on pause for a second.
Yeah, the system's pretty cool. I like it. It's quick to.
It's meant to be fairly quick, and it's meant to be very narrative driven.
Right. I can see. I like. There's a lot of things I like about it. The one downside that I would see is this. I'd see this being. This would be more difficult to play with strangers.
Yes.
Because that's, one of the things I don't like about D&D is, how super heavy, like, some of the rules get, and then you wind up in these, like, super, like, detailed arguments of just, like, this versus this and blah, blah, which, I mean, it helps resolve more situations, but,
being a little bit more freeform, it is a lot. I don't think it's a lot more effort, but it's very much the DM has to be a little bit more in control.
Right. Yeah, but it's,
Which is why this works, because they wrote the damn system.
Right.
I'm one of the people who wrote it.
yeah, and I mean this, but I could see there being the like potential for a rub where someone just be like, oh, well, I don't like the way that this person always calls, these kind of things.
Yeah.
But all in all, no, I really.
It's meant to be fairly quick. It's got a somewhat needy combat system.
Yeah.
You still have that.
Right.
But again, it's focusing more on narrative, what's going on, what are you talking about.
Right. So now that we're out, now that we've exited combat, and so the aptitudes, quirks, and adversity, if we go into combat again, those reset.
So they're going to reset because this is a one-shot adventure.
Normally it's
they are
once per
once per session.
Oh, okay.
So in a normal RPG session, you guys would have ended at a session end. And
Right.
there would have been like a series of post-session activities and all of that.
Right.
But we're doing this in a one-shot, so.
Okay.
Yeah, those refresh every session,
Right.
and we would have had a session tick over in that time.
Oh, okay.
Probably more once you finish shooting at figure out what's in the box. Okay.
Right.
Again?
Yep.
All right, you approach the main center of the ruins itself. The paper here is the ruins of a large 4-story building. It appears to be reasonably stable. You could climb on it if you wanted to. You could move up it. It's pretty chunky cover though, and nothing on sensors is pinging through anything. No sign of a contact.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna again use my frontier military training tactics to try and scout out like what is the best vantage point around here.
Sounds good.
So just be flat. Make no modifiers.
Yeah.
And 2 4s and a 2.
You got a 4, so that is not a successful roll. Aside from big elevation in the middle, there's a good visual, and there's a choke point over there. That's about the extent of your ability to read what's going on. The hills seem to be a little much. Probably can't traverse well up them.
Okay.
Because there's 2 large hills radiating outward from here.
Okay. But let's see. Can you traverse up those hills?
Sure, good.
Also worth noting at this point, you are not experiencing any radio anything. You're not having any jamming, nothing.
Oh, okay, so everything's working.
Everything appears to be working.
Okay. And the tower is, they're like, they're not giving us clear answers on.
They're stuck in a deadlock right now.
Oh, okay.
The lead council of the city has no idea who to support.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just let them squabble.
Here, I want to use the tracking investigation to just kind of make a upward trajectory. You said this the canyon, and that's like this.
So what it is that essentially the canyon goes this way. You guys are coming in that way. You got that way, and then it widens out there. There's a large choke point that way, about yay wide in scale.
Right.
Yeah, I want to try to come up like get some advantage point and do get an advantage point / do a perimeter check basically.
Okay, so you're just gonna move up the hill a bit.
Yeah.
The hill is incredibly treacherous. It's a very steep slope. The machine really can't gain purchase on it. Even your jetpack isn't able to land you in a nice secure position.
Okay, so if I want to actually get around anywhere, I've got to stay lower.
You're gonna have to stay lower.
I guess I'm gonna try and head up to the top of the ruin, I mean, actually, when I see him like struggling to get up, how about you just head to the top of the, because this is the tallest building. So about 4 stories.
It's about yay high in scale.
Oh, okay, so now it's not even. the best, necessarily the best way to
So,
do it.
in universe, a 4-story building is only gonna be about 3.5, 4 inches tall.
Oh, okay. Okay. So,
For scale, they are standing humans.
oh, okay.
So you can imagine a 4-story building.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, is that building?
So these are buildings for giants.
Well, they're out of scale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Scale.
So these being out of scale, the top of that, what's left of the old reactor is sort of our
It's
best.
by far quite a bit the largest. It's got neutral everywhere.
Okay. Why don't you
Bring me that.
get eyes up high and I gotta.
You want me to roll for that or?
No, we haven't gotten to the roll part yet.
Okay.
I'd like to know what everybody else is doing in this situation.
Well, listen. Worst case scenario, we gotta hightail it back to the tower.
City's that way.
Right, through the choke point. So, why don't we drop the box in the reactor? Because there's no advantage to taking this thing back to the city, right?
I can only see it going one way, and that's down.
Yeah. But it's like either, I don't see us leaving here with that box.
No.
Out of character, this is where they told you to meet because this is so they could pick up the box.
Right.
The plan is to leave the box.
Right, yeah, the plan is to leave the box, but even if we try, if for some reason we decide to, alter that plan on our own, then the north is gonna be chasing us, the south is gonna be chasing us, and that will be a death sentence to the tower regardless, so,
Yeah, no, I don't want that box to go with us.
In character, you would know that there are 2 other options that you could potentially have a discussion with. There are 2 other powers in the Badlands. They're nowhere near polar power level, but they're known for being able to hold their own for little towns. You
Yeah.
have Peace River, your former location, and an alliance called New Coal, the New Coalition. They're Badlands city-states designed specifically to fight against the poles
okay,
and to survive. In theory, they would be reachable too.
but if
So there is we piss the north and the south off there, you could align potentially with one of them.
right, but, neither, the north and the south are the
So
people
there's
that are
downsides
here.
to both. Peace River is a company.
Right,
You become a corporate puppet.
right,
Yeah,
The little town doesn't get its own corporate stuff anymore. New Coal's a little bit more expansionistic. You join them and you're pretty well stuck doing what they say.
right. Well, the 2 downsides to that is, I don't know if
There's
either of them.
potential economic concerns there. On
I don't-
both of them.
Yeah, which, I mean, I'm not really that worried about economics that much overall. What I'm more worried about is do they have people close enough to help us if things get sticky?
Right
Odds are,
now, no.
probably not. So, I'm saying that those 2 guys are off the table. So, what I'm suggesting, let's leave the box in the base of the reactor rooms, and then we get the support vehicle back towards the choke point.
Where's everybody else standing? Are you guys standing with the vehicle?
I'm with the vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is,
I'm
let's,
escorting the vehicle right now,
Yeah.
essentially.
let's go through the town
Okay.
and let's be toward on the choke point side.
So you guys are gonna move up here.
Yeah, but,
Drop the box off.
yeah, drop the box off.
At
And,
this point, the comms crackle of life stoic comes in and says, brace your impact, you've got incoming.
Shit!
correction,
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contacts working towards you. High speed coming in from the east.
That way. So from the choke point, they're coming from where we want to go.
Franco, you got eyes?
We're out there. We can't get to you right now. I have a couple snipers in position. and I can give you the frequency for our artillery.
Yeah, it
That's
was
all
your,
we can do.
Okay. Alright,
You're gonna have to hold it. It's gonna take us a little while to get there.
well,
Alright.
then yes, and yes, and yes.
Your eye is on at this point. There is a dust cloud of some description working its way towards you.
Okay, so is it daytime now? Or
We are in the morning hours.
okay.
There's a dust cloud working its way. It would probably be likely to be some vehicles moving.
Okay.
Yeah, I got eyes on it. Checks out. They're on their way, coming in hot.
Alright.
Do we have
It will
any?
be on you in a matter of moments. So
So this
Do we have
rubble,
any?
is there cover up here?
I mean, you have 10 tactical nukes. Yes, it is cover on that.
Okay.
Can we use one of the tactical nukes in the chokehold? Where's that 10-mile long stick?
I don't have one.
No, I'm seeing if I have. Yeah, no, nothing.
Alright. I'm gonna actually, so the vehicles here,
They're exactly where they are.
I'm gonna stick with the vehicles. I'm gonna stick with the
Do
vehicle.
you want to reposition at all?
Yes. I kind of want to go over on the corner. Well, actually, well, hold on, no.
Go ahead and do it. Same thing.
Yeah.
These-
So if they're coming in from this direction, I'm all short range. So I'm basically gonna set up in an ambush point
Okay.
where when they come
Okay,
in,
6 to 18 inches. So I'm gonna come over here.
I would say get closer,
Yeah, that's what I'm
We're
thinking.
there.
Yeah. Because they're coming from that direction.
and then I would say you should probably get on the corner of this building, and then we have our support vehicle back here.
Yeah.
So we sort of have optimum range.
Alright.
With that,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think I'm set.
Remember, you're on top of the building. Falling is a free action.
in a matter of moments, 5 contacts do appear about a kilometer out. Spread out in a V formation. They begin to slow down as they register you. A couple infantry leap off of them. And the comms crackle open. Unidentified targets, this is Northern Intelligence Unit Respite. Drop your weapons, and we'll let you live. Just give us the nukes. Nobody has to die here.
Why do we have to drop our weapons? And aren't you a little far from home?
No, and the reason you need to drop your weapons is because I have a hell of a lot more firepower than you do.
So,
Your system is going to read off, those are paratrooper variants, what's called a cheetah, high-speed reconnaissance unit. They are both armed with rifles of some description. 2 para hunters, assault rifles, and then in the lead is a Pathfinder Jaguar, which is a reconnaissance airdrop special forces unit.
so, kind of northern military institutions, do I need to make a roll
So
to
that
see
would-
how like badass these guys
That
are?
would tell you information about like what that means in the larger organization, what they're looking at.
But it's just like, am I dealing with, is this a squad of Marines? Is this a squad of Rangers?
That would help you
Is
with
this
that.
a squad of like
That would help you with
SEALs
that.
or is this
Go
a
for
squad
it.
of Delta? Like 5 and a 6.
Real world equivalent would be U.S. Army Rangers.
U.S. Army Rangers. So they are short range comms. They can't hear.
I mean, they have comms on you.
Right, but if we're using our direct IR comms,
Direct IR is not going to be able to be hacked.
okay, so over the direct IR comms, I'm gonna be like, these guys are pretty gnarly, and they got us a little outnumbered.
Yeah, there's a lot more of them than there is of us.
I'm
Also-
actually gonna come.
Apparently have snipers
Yes,
and artillery.
I'm gonna actually come back over to the comms. And is there something that I know that I could say that would like cause? Because so they've sort of like slowed down, but they haven't come to a complete stop.
No, they're coming.
Okay, so they're still coming.
They're coming.
Is there something that I know that I could say to them that would sort of get them to like pause or?
Not really.
Okay,
Northern Guard Intelligence Service is not known for stopping
right.
Yeah.
when things are about to happen.
So, yeah, over the IR comms, it'd be like artillery time.
Yeah, sure.
IR comms is between you guys.
Right.
IR is not the artillery channel.
I get that, but they have an artillery channel, which I'm presuming that they can't hear.
It's
Or at least-
probably encrypted. They probably don't know what the channel is.
Okay, so, but I'm saying, because I can IR comm you two, I can't IR comm, you can IR comm the vehicle. Or I mean, it's an
You have IR
channel.
comms on those two. You can go all three.
Right, but we all have the artillery channel.
Mhm.
Okay, I gotta pop onto the artillery channel and say, you guys feel like making a hole in the road for me?
Happy to oblige. What's the target?
I can't see them.
This is in game. This is actually a roll. It's called forward observation. So it's
Okay.
you're transmitting targeting data.
Okay, I can't, because I don't, I'm like, my whole thing.
It would be
I'm hiding.
him.
Yes.
So you need to transmit
Franco?
targeting data. So you're probably, this would normally be like an electronics roll. Your tactics Southern Republic would at least tell you how to call in a fire mission.
Intelligence operator tactics.
Yes. So you can go ahead and roll for it.
Just 1 and 1. Yeah, good.
Could I argue to assist on this with my so I have with Frontier Military Training, just sort of like if he's calling out some numbers that just like seem way the fuck off to me, I'd be like, whoa, hold on.
So it would require you to be able to see them.
But I know generally where they are.
I'm not sure that's going to dramatically improve his ability to do it.
Okay.
You got this?
4 and 2.
You call in a fire mission. You read, roger that. Rounds incoming. A mortar shell appears to shoot out from the southwest and explodes noticeably behind your targets. Oops.
Well, better like.
Comes back up and the other commander says, "I'll take that as a no. It's your funeral.
If
Roll
you
for
continue to
initiative.
advance, it's your funeral too.
Roll for initiative. They're coming."
Alright.
Yep.
Wait, this is
It's a 3. You get
Ooh,
a 7.
6s!
so on.
Some type of awareness or tactics is usually the relevant
Okay.
one for initiative.
Okay. 4.
Okay. So you're first, then him. You're last. All right, you're up.
Feels like home.
Yeah.
Now we are in tactical combat. Those are the actual positions at the time of the engagement.
How big did it sound like that mortar blast was?
It wasn't a particularly large one, probably gear mounted.
Okay, so probably don't need to worry about danger close.
The explosive radius was maybe about 20 meters to be a 4-inch area AOE,
Okay, cool.
but it landed like overshot.
Oh, dang it. What I should have done is been like, what the heck was that? Is that the Southerners? Oh no, look out, Northerners.
I think I'm gonna use my light field mortar.
Cat?
Oh, you have artillery too?
Yes, she does.
Yes, I do.
What?
Yes, I do.
So you can fire your light mortar and anything you have sensors on, which would be all of them.
All of them?
What's
Okay.
the range on the mortar?
18 to 36 for optimal.
You are, depending on where you fire from, yeah, you're in. The question is, where do you want to drop the shot?
Well, I need to
You're actually-
back up a little bit.
You're actually
Yeah.
inside of
Yeah, I'm actually inside of it. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just gonna back up so I'm in optimal range. And then pretty much go back to where it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
And take the shot.
and take the shot.
Where would you like the little mortar to land? So you can declare a point or a target. You can shoot
I'm-
ground, or you can shoot a guy. So the way area effect works,
Yeah, yeah.
you roll your normal dice against the original target.
Uh-huh.
Everything in the blast radius, you roll against at -1.
Okay.
So if you shoot, say, here, you may catch all of them in the explosion, but you're gonna lose dice against them.
Gotcha.
Or you could shoot one of them.
I'm gonna shoot one of them. I'm gonna
Don't
shoot
shoot the blue guy, in case he turns, like, his anger, he turns green, it'll make it worse.
I'm gonna shoot the blue guy.
Okay.
'Cause I'll catch at least a couple.
Yeah, that seems like the wisest target.
Yeah.
And if you're going to beat them,
So-
beat blue.
That's gunnery,
That's
so
very
it's
sneaky.
3.
Now, a couple
And
notes here. You are indirect. Indirect takes a die off at all times.
that says direct.
The field more?
Yeah. The field
Direct / indirect?
No, that just says direct.
It's
The
indirect.
anti-personnel.
Oh, is
It's
it
the
supposed-
anti-personnel.
The anti-personnel says direct / indirect.
No.
Like field
Anti-personnel
board, it says direct.
It's supposed to be indirect. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
I
supposed to be
probably
direct?
forgot to update those.
Oh,
It is an indirect
okay.
fire weapon.
Oh, okay.
Order.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
you're lobbing it.
So I'm gonna,
You will lose a die because it's an indirect shot.
So, but you don't
but I
have to
can
have
use my
line of
action
sight.
point.
You lose a die because it's an indirect shot. Flat.
Flat.
And then there's the action point roll.
So
Huh?
you're losing
In
two.
addition to.
Oh, it's in addition to. Oh, okay, alright. So it just roll 3 then. Okay.
Roll 3.
Alright. I just got 6.
Well, you got a 3, so you won by 3. What's the damage?
3. The damage on that is 8.
The mortar comes crashing in and erupts in a massive explosion on him. Parts go flying everywhere. It's still moving, but appears to be missing an arm.
Nice.
So,
So-
area of effect, is it?
So
What about-
area effect is now going to be, we have a tape measure.
Oh yeah, they do.
We're going to measure 4 inches off, so it's going to be short on those two. It's going to catch those. So let's roll for this guy. You're going to roll the exact same dice you rolled, take another dice off.
Take another dice out. I'm gonna do 6 and a 4, so I got 6.
So this is a tie, so nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
This
Alright.
one? I got
Nothing
7.
happens.
So
Well, I got
Well,
3.
What'd you get? 3?
3.
Okay. And then on these guys,
4.
that's an 8. And on these guys, that's an 8.
That's a 6.
Still nothing.
Yep. Okay. So I hit the shit out of my target.
You hit the shit out of your target.
Okay. Alright, I still feel pretty good about that. Okay, alright. I'm good with that.
So, okay, so this, on my medium Panzerfaust, so it's AP3LA2.
So limited ammo, you can only fire it twice before you have to go back to the truck and get more
Okay.
shots for it.
So I fired it twice last time, but we've been
So
right.
it's fine.
Right,
I would have let you know.
right, okay. Got that.
You're up.
Alright, I'm going to. So these guys are basically kind of like coming into the edge of my range. Where's the temperature? Just hit it.
Should have brought more.
Because I'm like 18 is max. So I can kind of like catch as they're coming up. But let's see. Where's my sweet spot? 9 or 6. So I can, yeah, I'm gonna pop around the corner right here and fire my medium frag cannon at the blue dude.
Sure.
And then,
Are you in sweet spot range when that happens?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, popping up 2 sweet spot range, which is 9 inches.
Got it. Cool.
And yeah, so I don't actually have to move that far to get to the
You're fine.
sweet. And let's see, so gunnery is 2, 1 regular die. So it would be 3 minus 1 because I'm saving my action. So just roll 2.
Okay.
6.
6 tie, he wins ties.
All right.
Alright. Over to the op fort. So he's going to stop and take a shot. Gonna take a shot back at you. Or did you try to get out of it?
I was trying to get back
Okay.
into cover from everyone.
Okay.
Like that's kind of my, I
That's
know
fine.
that I'm close range.
He's gonna take a shot here then.
Okay.
He's gonna stand still with his rifle and take a shot.
So dodging, that would just be piloting?
Probably piloting.
Okay, yeah. So
Using the
two.
good arm.
Using the good arm, yeah. Alright.
But you have bad arm?
No, he does.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So I get 3 then. Yeah.
Add 1 more for cover.
Oh, 1 more for cover. Okay, alright. Yeah, I just got 5.
He gets a 5, 6, 7.
Woo!
That's by
Okay.
2.
That's by 2.
Where's your armor?
7
He has damage 8. So he will clock you for 3 points.
for 3 points. Okay. So what?
Round comes in, your little rocket pack's up front,
Yeah.
fire control's out. You're
Okay.
gonna take 3 damage, and your anti-personnel rockets are disabled.
So the 3 damage to those go
So-
on
So that would be for you individually. Technically, it should be marked on a little gear.
the system.
That's, well, no, that's the person on the inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So -3.
Which is a valid damage option, depending on what things happen here.
Right. How many hit points do the Zargear have?
So it's the
It's-
HI
okay.
integrity. So most of them are
Oh,
6.
Oh, okay.
So you're half gone.
Shit.
Oh, ha.
And these guys are going to half speed. These guys are going to half speed. And then the rest of them, this guy's going to go zoomy, zoom, zoom in a corner and start broadcasting an ECM bubble. Comms are now going to start popping up on the fritz.
Shit. Okay.
This guy's going to go wide. This guy's going to go wide. And then this guy's going to go up the middle here and take a shot at you.
Okay.
He's going to fire his grenade launcher.
So do I still have cover?
You'll still have cover from him.
Okay. Yes. Yeah,
He has a blast weapon though,
okay.
so that strips it if I can see you.
Okay.
So you're not going to get the cover bonus.
Alright, so I've only got 3. Okay.
Your damage is also not going to impose any penalty to you.
Okay. I only got 3.
He gets a 7. He wins by 4.
Shit. Okay. Armor 7. We're all gonna die. What was that?
What might be? I have no idea.
Was that the GoPro beeping?
It might have been.
Might have been. Oh, okay. Stream's still going,
If
right?
anybody can do a quick comm check and make sure we're still functional here.
Calm check.
I think we're still good.
Alright. Alright.
Alright. So at damage 7, you lost by, what was it, 4?
Yes.
4 points of damage.
Shit.
Grenade comes in, machine is disabled. Give me a roll to see if you get out of it intact.
What would that be?
At
Probably
least you don't have a
athletics.
history of dying in one-shots.
My poor Aarakocra.
That wasn't a one-shot.
Wait, oh no, that's right, that's right. I
I
that's
was,
right.
I was talking about,
Um,
I was talking about MHI.
athletics? I don't.
Athletics would probably be a valid one.
Um,
What's the athletics actual skill?
I don't have one.
Okay, I thought you said you had one.
No, I
If
don't.
you don't have a skill, you can roll 1 dice.
Thank you, Rooster.
Maybe Badland Survival?
That will do it. I'll
Okay,
accept
alright,
that one.
Alright, two.
You need
alright,
Scuttle to
so-
get out of the burning
so
machine.
3.
You are out of the burning
I'm out of the
machine
burning
successfully.
machine. Okay.
I'd say heavy gear pilot, like that's part of being a pilot is knowing how to get out.
I don't think it's better.
You don't think it's better? Okay, yeah.
No, because the other one's gunnery.
You're the D6.
Okay, I'm the D6.
Because I don't have a lone infantryman this size.
Okay.
That's them. You're up.
Okay. Okay, so for my heavy gear gunnery, how does that experience point work with it?
So it is an emergency dice. If something happens where you are going to die, You can use it to add.
You were going to
I can
die,
shoot
not
my way.
your gear.
If I can find a way to shoot my way out of dying, like that's how I use it. Okay. All right. Then I want to.
A voice does pop over the comms, shakily and popping in and out. I have a sniper in position. Leave the wounded to us.
Okay.
10-4. All right, I'm gonna take a shot at
Him?
this.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
because he's missing an arm. Gunnery 2.
This guy? So he's the missing an arm.
Right. Yeah.
He's not missing an arm. He's
Yeah.
fine. So you're gonna shoot him.
Shoot him.
Sounds good. Rifle.
1 + 2.
You could fire your rocket launcher. You are in optimal range for that. You're too close for the rifle sweet spot.
Yeah.
Missiles.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Missiles.
And
sounds
I'm
good.
gonna. Save. Yeah, save the action for it.
Yeah. You gonna save the action point?
Yep.
So you're gonna take a 1d6 penalty for the action.
Because this is almost the end of the round. Because they've all gone.
They've all gone. There's no reason not to blow the action point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it'll reset.
It resets start of the round. You're last in the order. There's no reason for you to not blow if you've got it.
Screw it.
So
So you're gonna raise a 2?
Mhm.
Okay.
okay, so can I?
What'd you get?
5 or
6.
6.
He gets a 7. Round
So can I use my action as a reaction to something that he is doing? Because I did not use my
So you
action earlier.
could, but it would have to target him.
Target him,
Yes.
not target something that he's doing.
Correct. You would have to either delay or the other one. I'm blanking on the name for it.
Oh, okay, so I couldn't see him shooting. All right, and I guess I could have, or when I saw these guys move up into range, I could have used. Or
You could
where
have
I
taken a
do them.
shot. You want to take a shot at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Go ahead and take your shot then.
Okay, so this is how far is that?
You are out of you're out of optimal. I know that.
Yeah, so I
About
got
11.
18. Yeah, 18's max.
Yeah.
So 1 for shooting, right?
Your skill.
Or one for the base, and then gunnery
your
is
skill.
2. Then -1 because I'm out of
Nope.
optimum.
Yeah, -1 because you're optimum, and you're not going to get the frag rule. So
Oh, okay.
it's okay.
Okay.
Uh oh.
I got a 5.
You win by 2. What's the damage?
Damage is, which out of curiosity, so on this frag cannon, you said I have
So you see where it says ammo?
right AP
Ammo. You have armor piercing, which is a slug,
1 or frag.
or frag, which is buckshot.
So on that, is this like they're both loaded up and I just like hit a button, it's like smart ammo? Okay, so,
This is infantry. You're going to want to shoot the frag at them.
oh, okay.
Even though you're not going to get the bonus for it, you've hit. What's the damage?
The damage is 6.
Okay, so the way, so this is what's called a swarm. It's a swarm of infantry. They can only ever take 2 damage from an attack unless it's like buckshot, a massive salvo of rounds, or high explosives. The buckshot's relevant here. If you fire the buckshot, your damage is 7. You can deal full hit points to them, and they're just picked up because they're on your armor 3.
Okay.
You basically just
Collectively.
pasted all of them with a shotgun the size of a small cannon.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
Back to the top. You do have an assault rifle. I would like to point that out.
Yes, I do have an assault rifle. At best, like 9 inches of range.
You also have some tactical moves you could go with.
I'm not doing that. You want to
So,
kill all of us.
You do have crafting demolitions. It's on your skill list. You can make bombs.
It's a trap lock.
Do I have material to make bombs?
There's a wreck machine fully loaded with ammo next to you.
But is that like an action?
If you wanted to, you can do it as an action.
Make sure you lock
The
it.
actions are open-ended. What do you want to do? I'll tell you if it counts as an action or not.
Okay, flip it up.
You're gonna make some bombs out of the gear.
Yeah, I'll
Sounds
make
good.
It's,
So this
it's,
is gonna be a full round action.
Yeah.
Remember, what is that? You can do only it.
Yeah, 'cause
Can I
when-
move?
You can touch the gear and
Okay.
go do it.
And that's it. That's all
That's
I got. Okay, all right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna make a bomb. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
try
make
to.
some bombs.
I'm gonna make
I
some.
mean, you
bombs.
have a mortar, like,
Had a mortar.
Had a mortar. Yeah.
right, but I'm saying, but there's mortar ammunition. to make
Yeah.
bombs
You've
from.
got mortar ammunition, which is just a ping toss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you got rockets, I think.
Yep. Yep. There's stuff in there to
Josh is trolling on there. He found the stream.
Yeah.
Josh. Of
Here
course
we
he
are.
would.
All
Yeah.
right, so give me a demolitions roll to see what you can make.
All right.
Just so you know, if you roll bad enough, it will blow up.
Hey, if you die now, who am I supposed to use as a meat shield? Just
And
kidding.
I could,
That didn't happen
so
the last one.
that would-
Josh.
that totally happened. Josh, you know what happened. All right. So my skill level is a 3 in demolitions. There's the base dice, and I might as well use my AP point.
You might as well.
Might
Do
as
you
well.
have any aptitudes, quirks, or virtues you would like to use?
Weapons enthusiast.
Sounds good. Add a die.
Add another die. Okay. All right.
Oh, Yahtzee the 1. Yahtzee the 1.
Oh no! No! All right. Oh, I got
okay.
2 6s and a 5. Yay!
You're able to crack into the mortar. It's a pretty hefty mortar. The rounds are
Yeah.
decent size. But, with a little bit of an application to the bottom and a little bit of a toss, you might have a short-range anti-tank weapon, or you can also just set them off as explosives.
Okay.
Turns out if you shoot them, they'll probably blow up again.
They'll probably blow up again. Okay. All right.
Alright. Oh, I did forget. My apologies in the last round. Sniper shot comes from the ridge immediately to the south.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Oh, he dated.
You stole
down.
my Swedish fish?
There.
Okay. That's okay.
And roll his dodge. Yeah, he's down.
He's down. Okay. All right.
It's almost like you shouldn't wear bright blue in the middle of a battlefield.
So is it actually a canonical paint scheme for these guys?
Yeah. That's
It's one of their units called the Blue Angels.
Yeah. Oh.
That is their parade scheme. It is actually that blue.
Nice.
Gotcha.
He wouldn't be a Blue Angel in universe. He'd be in a camo scheme or the standard field green. But
All right. Sweet. So that's my turn.
Alright.
you're up.
Okay, so I've seen him shoot. My sensors, do I know where these guys are?
You knew they went over there and they didn't come out.
Okay.
So
Well-
you could probably safely assume they're behind it.
Right. So, but I know that there's a threat there. I know that I can see that she's not having a nice day.
That's an understatement.
So, I'm definitely, probably just the same thing, the poke, shoot, and return. Pop out,
Go for him.
Panzerfaust,
Sounds good.
and then come back. Oops.
La Panzerfaust.
Alright, so, 1 for shooting. 2, these guys haven't gone yet.
They haven't gone yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna save my action, so then 2 for gunnery. And then -1, right? So I'm just rolling 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet. A 6!
You have actually hit him. You got a
I
4.
finally hit someone with the Panzerfaust!
What's the damage?
8!
Okay.
AP 3!
So the AP, what that would do is however much you won by, up to 3 is what it would do in damage.
Oh.
If you would normally not deal damage.
Okay.
This guy's armor 6. So you just clocked him for 4. So the rocket comes in, explodes horribly. The entire left half of this thing's torso just erupts into flames.
Nice.
Sweet.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm tucking back in and saving my action.
These guys are gonna run around here and start getting close to you. And they're gonna start pulling out some of their explosives. Try
Okay.
and strap it to your gear.
Alright, so let's
You
see.
can declare a reaction here.
So my reaction, I got,
Your shotgun is about the only thing you'll be able to react with.
right. Unless,
Which will fuck some shit up.
right. Okay, yeah, so that's gonna be my reaction, is try and blast these guys with a shotgun.
You will be out of optimal range.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, since they're just people, can I, like, they're not in a mech, can I just try, like, stomping and swinging? Like,
Yes, you can.
okay.
Mhm.
Because I have, like,
So that would be
fist.
more like a piloting roll if you want to actually try and like stomp on them. The fist is you're gonna punch them.
Right.
If you want to just step on them, that would be more like a piloting roll.
Okay. Piloting, I'm actually a better pilot than I am a gunner.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, I'm
So
going to
you're
try
trying
and
to
just,
step on 'em.
Yeah,
So first off, do they successfully plant explosives on you?
to see if they do.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, so their action gets declared. It still
Right.
happens even if you kill them.
Okay, yeah,
So we'll see if they manage to plant the explosives.
yeah. Okay,
So you gotta roll to dodge this.
okay, and so dodge, I would say piloting.
Piloting.
Yeah, so I'm rolling 4.
We note in the core rules that pretty much everybody should have heavy gear gunnery, heavy gear piloting. They successfully don't plant explosives on you.
Okay, yeah, I got 5.
Now you get to attempt to step on them.
Okay, which again, piloting,
Piloting.
so.
They're gonna
it'd
be rolling
4.
to dodge. Their dodge is gonna be 1 better
Okay,
because they're not trying to plant explosives on the target. They get a 6.
6 and a 6.
So you do manage to do a little bit of kicking and stomping. They're gone.
Ew.
Not so tough when you're not in gear, are you?
Well, that's one of the things about the game is it is meant to do that. If you are going to say, I'm Rambo and I'm going to go stand in front of the tank and hope I can tank it outside, it isn't going to end well.
No.
The game will kill you dead. Now here's the cool thing though, if you have infantry in cover, they are unholy cockroaches to get rid of.
Gotcha.
Because you have the damage cap, which is on infantry, and if it's you individually, you can just get off in 1 shot. But you get bonus defense dice when you're getting shot just by being on foot in cover. So they're almost certainly not going to hit you, but if they hit you, you're just gone. Okay,
Alright.
so there's that. This guy is just going to continue doing his job. This one is not happy about that.
I forgot about the dude on the other end of that.
Yeah, there's somebody over here. He's currently broadcasting some electronic warfare.
I'm gonna try. Sneak up on him. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
He's gonna come up.
sneak up on him!
He's gonna come up and chunk a grenade launcher at you.
Alright. Piloting a dodge.
He's gonna lose a die because he's heavily damaged.
I got a 4.
He got a 6.
So that leaves me by 2.
Hits you by 2. We'll clock you for 3 points of damage.
Alright.
So the explosions rip everywhere. Shrapnel goes out everywhere. That gear actually has rather exposed components, so a number of hydraulic lines have been cut in the arms and legs. So it's 3 damage, but it will read as minus 1d6 anytime you do with legs or arms.
Anything I do with legs or
It's
arms,
going to take a minus 1d6 penalty.
including shooting.
Yes.
Yay!
I mean, at least yours is still up. Mine's a burning wreck.
This is true. This guy's going to come back here and put a burst up into the guy sitting up top. So you're in cover, so you're going to get your cover bonus. Piloting. Heavy gear piloting.
Yeah.
2. Plus 1 dice because that's how the rules work. Plus 1 for cover. So you got a 6-7. You got a 5-6, 7. It is a tie. Your guy has an early warning system. The machine screams at you and just kind of nudges you out of the way as the shot shoots by.
My little rocket just.
Well, what it is it'll have a minor AI in them that
Yeah.
can do stuff like that. It can like jerk the machine a little bit if it has to.
Right. It
You-
can
you-
move
you-
faster than
You can actually talk to it like a dog, and it can kind of do basic commands. Like you can say follow, and it will just follow you, even if you're not in the machine.
I didn't know that.
Nice. That's cool.
This guy
Targeting.
will come around here and say hi. Going top speed with a knife. So you don't have a reaction, but you can still dodge it.
Right. At -1.
You're gonna be at -1 because of the damage you've sustained.
Can I argue to take another -1 because of pessimistic?
You can,
Just like,
just so you know, he's rolling 3 dice.
okay, well, I would be rolling 3. I'm just gonna roll 2
Sounds good.
and take -1.
Melee is one of the piloting things, so he gets on 1 better. He got an 8.
I did not get an 8.
You got a lot
I got
less than me.
3.
Oh boy.
Oh
He's got
no!
5. So the machine rolls around, has this spike gun, punches up against your cockpit, and this spike just shoots you immediately into the cockpit. You're still there, barely. but the machine's head is effectively severed and engine control's gone.
Ooh.
You're out of the fight. At least the machine is.
Okay.
We'll see if you can get out of it.
Alright, so let's see, I would say I have athletics, has been athlete,
That works.
2-1. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll just be 2. Or do I need to do a -1 because I don't have an action?
No,
Or
this is not an
this-
action.
Okay, this is just a flat
thing that's
roll,
happening.
ability roll. Okay, yeah, this isn't contested. Okay, has been athlete 1, so
You get out of the machine.
that's why we get double 6s on. And then a dodge.
That still would have lost against.
It still would have.
Oh, yeah.
You got an 8.
It got an 8. Apparently it wanted
So
to kill you.
6, well, wait, 7, 8?
So 6. You got.
Oh.
You roll. You only roll 2
Oh,
dice.
6.
The turn becomes a
7.
7. That's a
Oh, okay.
Get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, each other success.
Your
only
best
has-
roll
yeah.
was doomed to fail.
You got your shot though.
Alright, yeah, lots
He
happened.
has been horrifically damaged.
Okay, so this is you now.
He's the die.
Where did you go?
She's the die. Yeah. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Let's see another die.
Oh, it's behind the Mustang.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
you can't see it from where
She's
you're at.
relatively
Josh Choke Splat. If this had not been a player character, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, well, I just saw you jump out of this suit. I need to kill this guy before he stomps on your ass.
Nah, he's not as good of a stomper as I am. So where would I put that experience point from there?
But whatever skill you used.
Okay, athletics, which,
All right.
or no,
Well, we got use athletics. Has been athlete. That's what you used to get out.
right, but when I took the -1 for the dodge,
So it's pilot.
okay, then I can't, then I don't have a mech to pilot.
Now you're no longer back to pilot.
So that was a
But
pointless
you have-
experience point.
Well, no, because you can spend it in case it does try to step on you and you die.
Oh, okay, so I can spend it anywhere.
So on any situation where you are imminently dead or think you're going
I
to
can
die,
take any experience point.
any number of them too, and
Okay.
just add it to the roll after you see what the roll is.
Okay, cool,
So you're not going to waste any of it.
nice. I like that.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna switch to my rifle, because I don't wanna hit him either.
Okay.
So that's gonna be minus a die for that,
Um,
correct?
If
Because I
you're
was shooting my L.
so the rocket pack's on the shoulder. Your rifle's in your hands. Your rifle's.
Oh, that's
good.
mounted to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what you have is a range consideration. So what you can do is like move back a bit, take a shot, move closer, back where you were.
Yeah, am I that close?
Which, you're up 4 stories.
He's up a decent ways. So
Because what's the
he's
minimum?
actually about here. So if he backed up to about
I think-
here,
Well, what the sweet spot on the rifle is
It's
12 to
12,
36.
Yeah, it's long range.
So you could just like jetpack straight up.
Yeah.
You're 6
If you want to
inches.
jetpack straight up for it.
Why the hell not? I mean, I like your style.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, so yeah, gunnery.
He's not in
Okay,
cover either.
1 plus
Oh, this will be fun.
2.
Okay. You got a 6. You got a 7. Plus 1 for your rifles and 8. You have beaten it by 2. What is the damage on the rifle?
Damage on the rifle is 6.
That's an
So gets an 8. That thing's only armor 5. So that round's going to pass through it roughly in the groin area. And its legs are having some serious problems right now.
They're going.
It's leaking oil.
It's leaking oil.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're down. You're down there just getting showered.
At this point, another contact does go live on your screen. Cropping up on the side here. As it moves in, it's going to put a burst into that guy's ass. And not do a whole hell of a lot with it, it seems like. Never mind. Rolls shittily and peppers its engine. Voice comes on, it's stoic, and says, "You look like you could use a hand."
And then
We
sniper shot.
appreciate that.
Sniper shot too. So sniper shot's gonna go for the crippled guy.
Which one?
That one.
Has he been hit yet?
Yeah, he is. You
Okay.
clocked him with the rocket
Oh yeah,
launcher.
that's right.
In terms of damage, he's taken 4.
Okay.
This guy's taken 2, and he's taken 5.
Okay, so he's going for the most crippled.
He's going for the most crippled one. He's also shooting in the back.
Oh,
So it gets an extra die for shooting in the back. So it's shot, gets a 6, 7. The guy to dodge, whose legs are currently out, does not roll that. The round goes through, pops out the other side of the torso, and it falls over dead. You're up.
okay. So I've got a.
You basically
Okay.
have like a really, really obnoxious Molotov cocktail.
Okay. What's the
Shove this thing up that jam.
You could walk around here and throw it at this thing.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna pop around.
Walk around here and throw it.
Oh, good.
Sounds good. You are catching it in the back, so you'll gain a bonus die, but you
Okay.
do need to throw it, so you'll need some type of skill roll to throw it.
What's on your life path? Does it have discus?
Medalist.
I push my limits.
You're gonna push the limits to add it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What skill are you using now?
let's see. That's a good question. Maybe
Or-
small arms?
Throwing a bomb. I don't think a bomb is small arms. I'll accept it at a penalty.
I mean, Badlands
No.
survival, maybe. Because part of survival is you like kind of improvising stuff.
Yeah, I guess
Or-
it's survival. I'm improvising a weapon.
Badlands military training.
Yeah.
That's probably the better one.
Okay.
Because you're,
Alright.
it's sort of like throwing a grenade, throwing.
You're probably
that's
taught how to
right.
throw a grenade.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
You're in
so
the
your
military, you're taught how to
baseline,
throw things.
your military,
skill.
and you said another one.
And well, I accepted your argument for whatever you
Push
said
the
to add.
limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which I'll use that. So use
And
that.
add one more die because you are going to catch it in the back.
Okay, so total of 4. Okay. 6.
Your explosion does manage to catch it. What is the damage on the field mortar? What was it?
On the field mortar,
It
it was damage 8. Yeah.
Okay. He's a goner.
He's got her. Yeah.
You managed to get a lucky shot in the engine and explode in a horrifying, fuel. In fact, there's just
Yeah.
fire flames smoking from the other side of the building.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Okay,
What
so
do you got?
what were you saying earlier about infantry being absolute?
Getting cover.
Get in cover.
Getting cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roaches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roaches. That was the
They're-
term.
they're
So I'm going to, yeah, because I'm probably taking cover in these down
Yeah, you can take
suits.
cover in the down max. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
So you can just
Is
like-
this guy alive?
No, he's
Is that? Oh, okay.
He's
So I'm
dead.
gonna take cover
in him.
in the down max.
Okay.
So there's probably like 2 of them just kind of crump mine
Pretty
and
much,
his.
yeah.
So I'm gonna use that as cover, and then shoot at that guy with my. Oh wait.
Okay. So on your inventory on your character,
Medium pistol.
what's the damage?
It's 3.
You can, in theory, actually hurt it. Okay.
Wait, am I more than 9 inches away?
No.
Okay. Then, am I 6 inches? What is my
Ooh,
distance?
6 inches. Good question. You're out of 6 inches.
Okay, so how much movement do I have as an individual?
3 inches.
3 inches?
You could go and get in optimal range, and you will promptly stand there.
Well, but what I'm saying is if I was here, coming across to get cover in this building.
If you're looking for your sweet spot, you have to go a long way to get there.
Oh, okay.
You're not getting optimal range.
Okay, so yeah, then I might as well just stay back here, and I'm gonna Tom Hanks this giant. Do I get an extra die for the Saving Private Ryan reference?
No.
Alright, so let's see here.
No, because I'm not a fan of the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Except for the opening 5 minutes.
So I guess just small arms.
Small
gunnery.
arms.
So that would just be 2, but I'm not gonna use my, or no, they've already gone.
They're gone. You might as well use
Or-
the action. No, they haven't.
No, they haven't gone, because this is the start of a new turn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna save my
Can take a dice penalty.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just rolling one.
You missed.
4.
You missed. Okay.
I like to think that the shot is like dead on, but
Okay,
it's hitting an armor plate.
So, can I use my action to react to that? Seeing him.
So when you
Him go up
so when
against this
somebody
giant.
when somebody declares a reaction, the guy who generated the reaction, the one that you're reacting to, has to be the target of whatever you're doing. So you could, if you wanted to shoot.
Shoot him.
Yes.
Not here.
Correct.
Okay. Never mind.
if you shoot,
Well, I'm dead last. I'm saying like you're out of your suit. You're out of your suit going here. They're gonna go like
yeah, but
I'm
he's
dead
already
last in the
4 up.
rotation.
We
So.
got more help here. You know, this is the only one. He hasn't taken damage yet.
He's not taking damage yet.
Oh, I
He's
forgot
gonna
there
move
was
to
one.
here, and he's going to fire his grenade launcher at the fire sport. He gets a 6. The fire sport gets a 6. The fire sport wins 5.
Sweet.
Now this guy is going to walk up to you.
Well, he's got to go up.
He's going to have to go up a little bit, so he's going to have to run to do this.
Okay.
His arm's gone. That's okay.
Yeah.
He's going to throw his assault rifle aside, grab his knife, and try and stab you.
Okay.
So he'll roll 4. He's moving at top speed, and he's got to use 2 actions to do this.
So
1 to draw the knife, and then 1 to
So
actually
you just
stab.
be piloting.
Probably piloting to dodge.
Yeah. So then just roll 3. You should have left one of those.
This is piloting, so you get your +1 piloting bonus on the gear. They got a 2.
5.
No,
No.
that's an 8.
Oh.
He gets his +1 piloting.
Oh,
That's
that's
an 8.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So not only does it fail utterly miserably, apparently it has tripped on a piece of rebar. You take the opportunity to whack it in the back.
No, I use an elbow straight up. Just
And
get down.
yeah, he's down.
Like off the top rope, suplex the other mech, like down into the street below.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
friends. Sniper back.
While
He is
you're
apparently very angry.
And then while you're upside down, you fire your weapon.
7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. The guy dodging gets a 6. He's gonna take 3 points of damage. Brown's gonna go through, tear something up pretty good. The fire sport's gonna brace. Gonna burst into him. No, that's not good.
Oh, I should have used my reaction to shoot that guy running across. But
That's okay.
that's alright.
Weak. Rounds get pumped into his face and it falls over down.
Yeah, so I'm gonna gently float down to the ground level and look around.
And you're meg with the perfect paint on it. Because you didn't take a single.
It's chipped. He had his rocket launcher damage.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's right, yeah.
It's got a little band-aid on it. But
Yeah.
Yours is pretty well totaled. Yours is going to take a little while in the shop.
Yeah.
Yours is a giant hole through it. That's going to take some time. But that actually is the conclusion of the scenario.
Yay! We did it! I'm not sure what the repercussions of this whole thing's gonna be, but, you know.
Well, we can have that. So I do have the post scene here.
Okay.
The city council is rather annoyed that you aligned with the South. In the end, basically, independence is the goal, and you struck a deal with the South. Well, let's see what happens here.
I told you.
Well,
We were
independence
trying to
seemed,
survive.
yeah, independence seemed impossible.
Yes.
All right, so the exact ending for the South. The next down finds the tangled, desolate, and empty save of a pack of wild dogs. In universe, that's actually a large reptile. A militia reconnaissance unit. These guys quietly slipped away as soon as they arrived, so skill planning saw to it that you never even saw them leaving. It's a familiar story with the South. Someone with real experience gets placed far below what they should be because of politics. We didn't get to much character RP. Basically, she's stuck in a shitty position because she pissed off the wrong person. Though it is still clear that the South is gone, it's much less clear what happens now. If the warheads are going to be rushed to the AST research lab for study, or simply packed into a bunker, perhaps Stoic herself won't be able to make good on her action and the gamble will pay off. Regardless, you know this much is true. Weapons are out of here. Maybe they'll be put to good use against the CEF, the Earth guys invading. Maybe not. It's out of your hands now. Just like the recon unit hid in the hills, the truth is out there, you just may never know what happens. A season later, which is about a quarter of a year, First Southern Republic Corporation arrives. She brings a deal that's almost too good to be true. Council spends a long time before taking the contract, but soon others arrive. Sometimes the military connection's somewhat opaque, somewhat at times as clear as day. Regardless, someone in the South has seen fit to start sending juicy deals to the local city-state here. And really, how can they refuse the wealth? How can this hurt as well? Yeah, it's actually a slow sucker play. One repeated constantly over the South, and it's South-aligned anybody close to the southern border. As the deals get bigger, so too does the southern presence, eventually southern mercenaries, and eventually a full southern military unit arrives garrisoning the city. There is, excuse me. As time goes on, contracts from other places aside from the South begin to disappear, and without that, Berkemon starts seeing its economics kind of fall apart. Becomes a part of the South under its influence. The council's still in charge of day-to-day life, but ultimately only because the South allows them to. Life will still be good, but South is always watching.
You died.
So basically, the ending is you agree with the South. Eventually, they take over.
Yeah, okay.
They do what they do in a lot of other places. They're expansionistic. Their goal is to expand as much as possible. They'll take control.
And I am no doubtedly assassinated for my role.
I mean, you help.
Actually, you could have leveraged that to try and get your warrant removed.
Yeah. That's entirely possible.
If you had decided to off it to the northern guys, which is a valid option,
Yeah.
they eventually would take over. Unsurprisingly.
It's amazing
So
what
if you'd gone on that route.
nuclear
Yeah.
war power does.
If you had gone to the two other options, the north of the New and Peace River, it ends up a little bit better, but not by much. The problem is you guys run risk of getting caught in an international incident. There was another option, go your own way. Or both. It's hard, takes a lot of political acumen to navigate it, but actually works out pretty well in the end.
See,
So the
I
best
told you
option
you
is
should have
just
screwed
screw
up with the
everybody.
nukes.
There is another option that says use them. Basically, kind of a last stand. Everything falls apart after that.
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah.
So if you want the best ending spoilers for anybody who replays this under a different scenario, tell everybody to screw themselves, but don't use the nukes.
Yeah.
So,
Which is a winnable scenario because
you have a
but
bunch
well,
of nukes.
well no, because you can't use the nukes to get the good
Well,
ending.
I'm not saying you.
Okay.
I'm not saying you detonate them.
That's fine. That's a
Same
discussion
way.
you can have. In that scenario, the final battle is actually a three-way.
Eh,
So,
not sure I like that.
Usually play with 4 people. Everybody
yeah,
take a nuke to each. We have your nukes, and then detonate it.
yeah. There was only
Hard reset.
yeah.
Planet. Ooh.
Yeah. And there we are.
That's cool. That was awesome.
I like it.
Yeah.
I had fun with it.
Appreciate it giving me a chance to. The purpose of this was to record it so we can show people off and say, hey, here's literally playing the game.
Yeah. And see it.
And if we can play it, you can play
Yeah.
it.
Trust us.
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
So
You-
what's neat too is that the so the regular tabletop game without the RPG, the
It's the
combat
exact same combat system.
it is the same thing. Yeah. It's-
So-
There are some differences, but it is fundamentally the same combat system.
right.
And-
Which two of us, in case it wasn't painfully clear to those watching live stream,
Yeah.
are curious.
No experience with the IP.
No, do I?
No experience whatsoever.
Yeah, no experience whatsoever. With any edition, all I knew was Heavy Gear was just robots.
There's the other guys.
Yeah.
If you're curious, the thing sticking out is it was one of him hiding behind a rock.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
The
what that
little, the
was.
little radar boom up there.
Oh, okay.
So
I
if-
really
if-
wanted to find out.
If we had the full boat of 4, David was going to play an electronic warfare specialist who could have spotted shit like that. So he would have been able to spot, oh, there's something back there, and that's what's broadcasting the CCM. It's actually 2 of them, but
There.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. And the only experience, like Nick showed me the game once.
he played a demo of the full war game.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
So it's really easy to pick up.
Yeah.
I like it.
These,
It was enjoyable.
Are these old? Wherever.
Nope.
ladies? Or-
This is the actual miniatures for the game.
Sweet.
My favorite faction is the Black Talon.
Basically international spec ops.
Yep.
There we all are.
Cool. Thank you, sir. That was
Appreciate
awesome.
you guys coming out and playing.
Good times.
This is a cool temperature. I'll open on it.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to Sharps Gaming and Ghost Energy Drinks. And I hate sleazy bugs.
Was it Swedish fish?
They taste exactly like Swedish fish.
If it wasn't, I'd give you a drink if it wasn't this much, and it's all spit now.
Oh no, that's not nice.
It's
Reminds
especially.
me of one of my favorite jokes. 3 things I hate: vandalism, irony, and lists.
Will you hand me my dice box?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know where your wallet fell.
It's in there somewhere. It's fine.
You just end the live stream.
There should be an option to end it right there.
Bye.
Exit?
I need to
You sure you want to stop streaming?